What up, people? How are we all doing today? It's a bit of a dramatic day for a lot of people, to my boys down south across the border. But I figure no better way to do it than just to escape reality for a moment and enjoy our escapism of fiction and Transformers. How y'all doing? For those who don't know who I am and it's your first time here, I am Protoman. I have been part of the Transformer fandom for a very, 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 very long time. And I'm just here to talk Transformers today. We have some new stuff to talk about. We got some giveaways today. We got some new merch to show off from our sponsors at Hasbro and Symbiote Studios. So, yeah. How you doing, Spain? Everyone's here. Nice turnout today. I also want to talk about some cool stuff that I saw from the bootleg world. What's up, David? First, we'll get into. I just want to get into first Hasbro and Symbiote Studios, the sponsor. I just want to say thanks again to Symbiote Studios and Hasbro. They provide us with all kinds of the clothing of the podcast, for one. The pins, all kinds of cool stuff, and the giveaways that will be given to you guys later today. New stuff that Symbiote Studios just put out. They put out their new Transformer pin sets. Here's how it looks when you get it brand new. You get the Optimus with the Autobot logo, and these are all licensed 100% by Hasbro. And then we have the Megatron one. Not rocking that one right now. So there's the Megatron one. Pretty cool too. Yeah, I love them. They look really nice. It's metal. I love that. Metal pins are the best. Enamel, you want metal, man. You want metal. And also, of course, their shirt series. So here's their Soundwave. Really nice. And then I'll show you also, let's see, they got there for the G.I. Joe fans, because we have the Snake Eyes movie coming out. So you got the Snake Eyes one with Timber. And then, of course, freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Comboy, Optimus Prime. And then, of course, if you like pins, we also have the plush series, which each one of them comes with a matching pin of the plush that you get. So, different Optimuses, so you don't get the same one. Again, these are all licensed by Hasbro. This is the first ever true ongoing line of plush series of Transformers. This is pretty cool. The Bumblebee, same thing. Cool little pin. I'll probably turn the head there. Pin. And Soundwave I have right now in the package because he has a little extra bonus. He has his different visor and everything, but there's a Soundwave also. He has the optional visor piece and his pin for you guys. And we got some new ones too. Not really Transformer related, but I just wanted to point them out. Like if anyone who's a big gamer, Shovel Knight. So we got also Shovel Knight here from the classic indie side-scroller beat-em-up. So if you like that, Shovel Knight, check that out. That's also on Symbiote Studios. Not really Hasbro related, but included also on the website if you want to check that out. I'm giving people, if you go to the website and use the promo code Protoman, you will get $5 off your first order, but we will also do a giveaway today with some nice little prizes and stuff. But let's talk about Transformers. I'll be doing super chat questions and everything in a moment, guys. So if I miss your questions, just bear with me. Interestingly enough, I went out today, despite all the craziness going on in the world. I had to go get shipping tape because I ran out of shipping tape. I had like bunches and bunches of shipping tape for years. I finally started to run out. And I decided to go to my local Dollarama, which is kind of like Canada's version of like Family Dollar, I guess. And they had a whole bunch of cool Transformer stuff there, and I had to buy it all. Number one, the Mighty Mugs. Now keep in mind this is $4 Canadian, which is about $3 American. So considering this was an MSRP of $10 in the States originally, hey, I'm down for some cheap Mighty Mugs for $3. They had all of them. They had the Megatron, they had the Optimus, and they had the Bumblebee. They didn't have Wave 2, which had the Soundwave, and I forget who else was in Wave 2. We have a super chat already. Quick Randy Look, you're like an older brother. I wish I had, but the stream reminded me, reminder with Prime wasn't. Chief, laugh out loud. Thank you, Randy. Thank you. Thanks for coming to the podcast and hanging out, brother. A lot of people like to hang out. But so anyways, as I was saying, thanks again, Randy. That's cool, man. So they had these. So if you're Canadian, check out your Family Dollar. And for $4, you get these suckers, which is pretty cool. But what was even more fascinating, and I had to actually pull out the real deals out of my collection because I really wanted to show this to you guys. They had some bootlegs. That's what the title of the stream is today, because they had some bootlegs and they are fascinating. So first, for some context, I just want to show the whole bootleg. So Montoy, actually I can even show the box art a little bit. Montoy is a bootleg company that is actually based out of Montreal, where I'm from. Let me put their address there, even they'll get arrested. But so Montoy is a bootleg company that works with Family Dollar and Canadian stuff and like that. And they made these crazy bootlegs. So the first one here, this is like a Nightbeat colored Ravage using the Universe 2.0 Ravage mold. Here's the original. There we go. Just kind of give you an idea. So that one just appealed to me. They had a whole bunch, by the way. There's a whole bunch of them. I'll show them in a moment. But that one kind of appealed to me just because it was like a wacky colored Ravage. Because, we had like the Glit colored Ravage, which was like the white repaint from BotCon Ave over there and everything. And they did a blue one. So this is kind of cool. Really wacky. Really, really wacky. And then this was the one that really caught my eye. So I'm going to first show the original mold. Do you like Russia? Sorry for the question. I don't know. Russia's cool. Zangief's from Russia. And I love Zangief from Street Fighter. Yeah, Russia's cool. A lot of cool bootlegs from Russia. My video game bootlegs came from Russia. Like all my multi-carts and stuff from my childhood. So Russia hooked me up in the past. So anyways, getting back to what I was saying. Thank you for the comment, by the way. Anyway, so this is the original Armor Hide, which was a 2006 Cybertron toy back in the day. And it was like, I guess you could call it the equivalency of a scout class today. And this is a bootleg of it that's made Minicon sized and given Optimus Prime colors. And I was like, oh my God, that is so cool. Like a little Minicon version of him. He's so tiny. He's so tiny. Like here's the Ravage next to it. It's a tiny version of this. So I was like, oh man, I got to get that. And the other ones that they have. So here, I'll just give you a little nice shot how that looks. It's pretty cool. Probably, I'm going to guess it probably doesn't do the Force Key gimmick. I don't think it's able to do that. And it probably doesn't have the holes to hold the weapon that he had back in the day. So, but still, it's pretty wacky. I like that. But the rest of them essentially are Minicons themselves, like the actual Minicons. Obviously, there's Cosmos there, so they probably shrunk down that Cosmos to Minicon scale. I did not see him there. I would have tried to pick him up just because I wanted to see what colors it came in. If it came in like black or blue, like Pathfinder colors from the GoBots, that would have been so cool. I hope I could find that in the future. But that's pretty cool. Just really dig that. Really dig that a lot. So if you're Canadian, or maybe they're going to show up in the States too, who knows. Family Dollar, Dollarama, check these out. Wacky little bootlegs. $1.25 Canadian. So that's like 99 cents American for a cool little bootleg mini bot, especially like this one here. Getting a Nightbeat colored one. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Let's go to some questions quickly. Where are we at? If I miss any questions, guys, once again, just lay them on me. What core class should I get? Well, of the ones that we've seen thus far, I mean, I really like that Rat Trap. But I mean, if you could get them all, that'd be pretty cool. No? Even in Protoman, when is that Shadow Raiders video coming? Trust me, Dinobot, I'm going to get on it. I really want to get on it. I really want to do that video. There's a whole bunch of 90s toy lines I really want to do. Hey, Protoman, what's with that organic Optimus Prime picture? Oh, man. Okay, so sorry. For people that don't know the context, on my community tab on YouTube, I posted an organic. It was just an old photo parodying what TV Magazine used to do back in the day. But TV Magazine used to always like show images of characters, and they do like a half showing like all the robotic parts and stuff, and they were infamous for doing that for Gundam and all kinds of mecha series. So they did one that was kind of like a parody where it's like, well, what if Optimus was organic, you know? And it's a little bit of a freaky image. You know, it's not every day you get to see Optimus with toes or something. So it's kind of weird. Protoman, is it worth it keeping TF, War for Cybertron, Earthrise, Seeker 2-pack in the box? Well, it really matters what you want to do with it. If you intend to sell it in the future, I mean, keep it in the box. If you want to just enjoy it, open it. There's the old saying, let it breathe, let them breathe. I always open my figures. I don't, even though I talk about investing on the podcast, I enjoy my toys, so I open them. It's very rare that I leave something sealed. It has to be like something really important if I'm leaving it sealed. Or if it's like a double, like if I get 2 of them or something. Where are we at here? Steven wants to know, what up? What do you think the next commander class will be? Well, considering it's a Beast Wars theme, I don't know. I always say like it'd be cool. What I would like is like if they did Magna Boss, like do like a commander price point, but have 3 like deluxe figures in it that make a combine, or even Voyagers. They could pull it out. Yeah, they could do a Voyager. Do 3 Voyager scales, make Magna Boss. That'd be really cool. Or Tripredacus. More so Magna, even though Tripredacus would make more sense because the Tripredacus Council and stuff actually has a lot more to do with Beast Wars than Magna Boss because of Beast Wars 2nd. But I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I'd like something like that. A few days ago, someone found Kingdom in Montreal and reviewed and unboxed them on YouTube. I find that hard to believe. There's no Kingdom stuff in retail right now. I'm quite on top of that within the Montreal community. I have not seen. They must have got it through dubious means, probably. Hey, Protoman, do you see the Piranacon box set coming in the future? Maybe they might reissue it again. I mean, it did sell pretty quickly, all of those limbs and stuff. But I mean, that's a Hasbro pulse call, unfortunately. That's more like how they want to handle their stock and everything. Could someone explain to me the Triple Changer Megatron Skywarp? Are you talking about the Cloud Series stuff? Is that what you're referring to? If you haven't heard already, Commander Class has been leaked to be Rodimus Prime. It's possible. It's possible it could be Rodimus. I mean, that'd have to be like really emphasizing on the trailer and stuff and making that a big thing. I mean, if they make it Rodimus, and I mean, one thing that I found kind of bizarre is going into Kingdom, and it's not that I don't like what Kingdom's doing. I think it's great, but one thing is you look at Siege, and it had like the Micromaster gimmick and the play sets and stuff, and it's the same thing. You go into Earthrise, and you still have Micromasters, and then you have the modulators that have the little ramps that you could attach, and even Skylinks, you could attach the ramps, and Scorponok, you could attach the ramps. And I figured, to end off that trilogy, you would still keep that play pattern. You'd still have that. So maybe Rodimus will have the ramp attachments. Maybe the Arc will have the ramp attachments, to keep the play pattern to end the trilogy. But that's just, one interpretation I have of that. So... Hey, Protoman, letting you know that I got my G1 Overlord, like you mentioned last week, if you remember. That's awesome, Nick. That's a big matzo ball to be buying. I got mine. Oh, man, you can't even see it. Can't see it very well, eh? I can't see it. Because you got Star Saber in the way, and then this piece of wood covers it. Oh, well. Favorite Hot Rod Rodimus Prime figure? Oh, it's actually a third-party one right now. Of the official ones, probably Henkei Hot Rod for now. I really want to like the Masterpiece ones, but they're kind of like hit or miss. I mean, I guess the MP, 38 isn't too bad, or the Target Master repaint. But I mean, Henkei Rodimus from like 2007, 2008 was pretty cool too. I don't know. I want to look when I get the Studio Series one. I'll give it that one a harsh judgment and see if that's any good. But right now, like third party though, I love Carry, the DX9 Carry. I love that one. That's easily my favorite Rodimus Prime figure of all time. What's your favorite Decepticon that you have? Well, I have every Decepticon. No, my favorite Decepticon is probably Shockwave. I've always really liked Shockwave as a character, specifically how he was in the comic books, more specifically the Marvel comics. So he was always a really cool character, and awesome, iconic cover from issue number 5. I mean, I dig that stuff. Really, really dig it. Really dig it. Where are we at here? Did you get a G1 Hot Rod growing up or when you got older? So the funny story with that was, here, let me pull it out. Let me pull it up. I always keep it right here. So I didn't get Hot Rod until much later in life. A friend of mine, Robbie, he's a regular dealer and sometimes extra person at TFCon. He managed to hook this up for me. And this was, I want to say, 1998 I got it. Many years later, like more than like 12 years after I saw the 86 movie. And he's like, I got you Hot Rod. I found it. I remember when he pulled it out from like under the table, I was like, you know, like, and I think I was like, I want to say I was 16 at the time, and I was like, oh. But he's like, but there's one catch though. It was broken. And he's like, but I got it for you. And I think he I don't know, it was like $10 at the time. But I didn't care because I was just like, oh my God, like, ah. And it was like a steel toe one, which is pretty cool too. And I was just so happy just to have any kind of Hot Rod figure. So for the longest time, no joke, until I want to say about 2000, like this I got, I want to say, this was 1998, I think. And it wasn't until like 2001 that I get like a whole bunch of Hot Rods and stuff. So what I actually did, you could barely see it because I kind of cleaned off. I put a little bit of handy tack back in the day, and I used to have them displayed like that, just so you could have them, you know. Now I just keep it in vehicle mode, like in my display with all the complete ones and everything. But yeah, funny little story with that. This thing was transformed so many times by me the moment I was just the happiest guy in the world when I got this thing. It shows, and now it's like, you know, I keep like these, which, oh, by the way, I could show you how different it is from the reissue. This is the reissue. This is the OG right here. And you can see the yellow is different. It's more like a orangey kind of yellow. And look how shiny that one is. Yeah. The OG. And also, let me see if I could make the focus a little better. The major difference is the way that they did the pins for the feet. Excuse me, not for the feet, the arms. Let me just show you guys. So this is the original. See, it has a pin that goes through it. They used a metal pin because Hasbro doesn't want to use metal anymore. It's just a peg now with no pin. So it just kind of holds in there as best it can. You can see how beat up he is. Look at his face. Look how beat up the stickers are. That's what happens when you love your toys. But yeah, it's a good question. Thank you for asking. What was the question where he's going to say car robots? Dylan, what was the question? I like the headman. Oh, which is my favorite opening of Transformers? You know, it's funny. Yeah, probably Car Robots has the best song. Hono no Overdrive is absolutely amazing, and it was sung by the Digimon intro theme voice singer who passed away from cancer, unfortunately. I forget his name, but yeah, that's easily my favorite. And then the Headmasters one is probably a very close second place. Headmasters one is really good. Really, really good. But yeah. Funniest bootleg figure packaging you came across. Oh, packaging. Ooh. It would probably be not Transformer related because I've seen a lot of weird packaging like from bootlegs that wasn't Transformer related. Like I remember there was this pirate set and the art on it was like from Dragon Ball, but like old school Dragon Ball, like Bulma and Goku as like pirates and stuff, like weird stuff like that where they just take random control art. Of Transformers, I want to say it was a recent bootleg that used Yuki Ashima's, I think it was Yuki Ashima's, it was the Shattered Glass art, and it was these Beast Wars Neo bootlegs that were surfacing around a bit. I want to see if I could find photos of it, but that was probably one of the weirder ones. I mean, I have so many, like, I wish I had the bootlegs near me right now, but, you know, I had so many bootlegs and stuff. Oh, here's another, by the way, here's another one by Symbiote Studios, Cat Quest sent me this one, too. The pin's kind of cute. Definitely check out their stuff. SymbioteStudios.com. Hasbro licensed stuff. Forgot about that one. They're cool shirts. They keep me dressed. Koji Wada, thank you, Ninjatron. Yeah, he passed away. Rest in peace, Koji. Such a good singer. Loved his music. Like Butterfly, which was his Digimon one. Such good stuff. Do you have Netflix hot links? All of the Netflix stuff I don't have because the distribution here has been terrible for the Netflix stuff. I really want Alita 1. I mean, I'd like to get most of them, but I haven't seen anything, and I've been checking. So it's pretty bad right now. But I'm not too worried. I feel like it's not going to be too much of a big deal for me. Were there any unreleased Human Alliance figures? Well, it's not that they were unreleased. It's that they had really bad distribution. I know that the last wave of those, like, I guess we'll call them the deluxe scaled Human Alliances for Dark of the Moon, I think there was like a whole wave of them that didn't get released. I remember there was like a red race car driver. And I'm not talking about the Leadfoot one. There was another one that had like a red race car guy and everything. There's like Dark of the Moon, like there's a whole like half wave across all the price points that just never happened or just got released in like Australia, China. Like, yeah, Soundwave, you know, Soundwave is one too. So Canada and Netflix stuff is garbage. Yeah, it's pretty bad, the distribution right now. What dinosaur would you like to see it made into a fossilizer? Well, I guess we'll, you know, even though technically it's not a dinosaur according to some paleontologists, but a pterodactyl I think is due. I think we're due to see a pterodactyl. But I'm worried because I feel like if we do a pterodactyl, does that mean they won't want to do pterosaur? Because I think we really need a pterosaur. Really bad. Really, really bad. Then again, we're probably going to get a Dinobot even though we got a Velociraptor. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But I'd like to see like more air-based stuff. Like, you know, pterodactyl would be cool. Wish that movie Blaster figure was released. Oh, that one. I took a photo of that at HasCon. They had it on display. They had it like in robot mode and in alt mode. And I remember taking photos of it. And then I think I did a segment about it too on the podcast. We talked about it. Probably if you like check like Transformer Slag, Dark of the Moon Blaster. Because I remember me and the whole crew and Pulse Dragon and a whole bunch of people, we all went to HasCon and they had all of that stuff in display. It was pretty cool. Hasbro head office, man. Hasbro head office. Do you prefer battle chargers or jump starters? I don't know. Jump starters have more articulation and I think they're more nifty. I like the idea of a pullback and they jump. And I mean, jump starters are so cool that still to this day they still kind of make jump starters. When they did that Amazing Spider-Man movie, they did like they made like Amazing Spider-Man jump starters and stuff, which is also done by Hasbro. I think I own some of them. I probably have them in the Transformer Marvel display. I don't know. I kind of lost track with those. Was the clear green Rodimus supposed to be an homage to anything? It's actually clear. I have two of them. I'll bring one. Hold on. I'll bring them. You made me bring something. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. So, it's actually like a clear blue, and it's supposed to represent when he's holding the Matrix for the first time when Optimus dropped it. But I mean, I think they were just trying to like milk another mold out of it, and then it's very, very clear. But not fragile, oddly enough. Yeah, I could see how it could be considered green a little bit. Maybe the stickers and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Here, I'll put you guys down over here. What was your favorite Transformers fast food promotion? Probably, I want to say the very first wave of the Beast Wars fast food ones. Like the one that came with Panther, Beetle, Manta Ray, and Rhino. Like those toys today are as good as some of the stuff we get like in retail, and those came free with a Happy Meal. You know, like the later release, I have one right here. Actually, oddly enough, Series 2, which was the Transmetals, like the Dinobot and stuff. Like they were not as nice. Like I mean, you know, at least in the case of like the first wave and stuff, and it had under 3 too, like that little lion head one. You know, they actually had arms and legs and were articulated and stuff and looked really good. I dug them a lot. Josh Perez is here. Don't worry, everyone. It's me, everyone's favorite bootleg. He's not a bootleg. Maybe a bootleg Charlie Brown, but still a very respectable human being. Just like how I'm a bootleg Joe Rogan, I guess. Yeah, don't forget under 3. Yeah, like I said, yeah, under 3 also. I have 2 under 3s. I actually have them on display. I love under 3. He's so cool. Everyone's asking me who did I vote for. I am Canadian. I don't have a stake in this. You know who I voted for? Hockey. That's who I voted for. I voted for hockey, poutine, let's see, smoking cigarettes while having a donut, while drinking a can of Coke in the morning. Oh, that's French Canadian. I'm not a political guy, guys. I'll be honest with you. It really doesn't affect me even when I vote in Canadian politics. You know, it's I don't want to get into that. You know, it's why was Beast Wars Pterosaur, whose mold that you thought was lost and destroyed and got repainted into Age of Extinction Strafe as part of a 2-pack, but not as part of a reissue of Pterosaur? I know exactly what you're talking about. That was also they did the Dinobots line back in the day too, where they reissued Pterosaur. See, poutine. Poutine's the most important thing. I have no idea who Stephanie K is. I don't pay attention to politics. I really don't. Like, you know, it's funny, like everyone was posting that kind of stuff and it's just me going like, hey guys, check out this Huffer masterpiece. Isn't that cooler? My logic is, you know, the world is so crazy to begin with. Why would you want to stare at your computer and continue that kind of crazy? You know? I thought French Canadians preferred Pepsi. Yeah, maybe they do. I don't know. I see a lot more Coca-Cola, though, than Pepsi. But I guess maybe it's more sugar. Yeah, makes sense. Maybe you're right, Ninjatron. Maybe you're a better French Canadian than I am. Hey, Proto, I heard about rumors of a leader-class Megatron that turns into a helicopter in 2022. Is that reasonable? If it turned into a helicopter, it'd probably be an animated homage, but I've not heard anything about that. That's the first I hear of it. Maybe you're hearing something before me. Favorite F1 Transformer? Ooh, that's a tough one. There's a lot of really good ones. I really like that Human Alliance one. I forget what the name was for it, but the one that was a Formula One, you could put the driver in. I got it as a gift. Ultra Primal. Some people might know his name. He has a really good channel. Ultra Primal made me a birthday present where he repainted it and it looked like me with my racing uniform. That's a really good one. It's the Dark of the Moon Human Alliance one. That's a really good one. I still love that Classics Mirage, that mold. That mold is awesome. You know? I love that mold. Some people complain that it's too skinny for Mirage, but I don't know. I really like it. I really like it a lot. Under 3 is the hardest Transformer to transform. Legit. Harder than a decoy. Harder than an Action Master. Dragstrip is good too. Dragstrip's based off of the very famous Tyrell, which has 6 wheels, which was a famous Formula 1 car. But ultimately, in the end, it got discontinued because, well, it wasn't winning any races. But it was revolutionary for its time, the 6-wheel cornering technique. Would you say Fastlane? Yeah, Fastlane I would count. It's just he's not a very good-looking one, but he is a Formula 1 by his overall shape. Protoman, please, I'm begging you to tell me your response to my old question. My internet went off. Please, I'm begging you. What was the question, Gail? Gail. Yeah. Ask it again, man. I'll answer it. Just like shake your hands. Go like, hey, man, over here. Do you think we will get a toy-only Beast Wars characters moving forward? I heard Polar Claw canceled. I would love it if they did a lot of non-show characters like Polar Claw. I love Polar Claw. He was really cool. And then it would open the door to like repaints because then you could have Survive, which was like the brown repaint from Beast Wars Neo. So I think Polar Claw should totally happen. You know, it's kind of crazy like when you think about it. It's like Polar Claw and Scorponok. They were kind of like Beast Wars version of like Blaster and Soundwave. Like they had their own little cassette dudes. They had the Bat and the Cyber Bee. You know, they were pretty cool, those two. I really love those figures. Love them a lot. Protoman, do you recommend getting Siege Sideswipe or Red Alert and just buying upgrade kits or waiting and hoping at the Earth mode releases? Well, again, if you're buying Siege, Sideswipe, and Red Alert, you're buying it to have the Cybertronian modes. Like, that's what I would feel. Like, you're buying it to have, like, the pre-war kind of stuff. I would wait. If you're waiting for, like, Earth mode kind of stuff, I would wait. I'm pretty sure. Look, Sideswipe and Red Alert, they get a new toy. Like, I mean, I'm looking at just classics. Just classics. Like, they get a new toy every so often just to, like, remind people, hey, remember these guys? You know? What is your favorite? Oh, you asked what was my favorite Japanese opening from Transformers? Car Robots, with the Headmasters one being a close second place. I actually sung the Car Robots theme at an opening ceremony at TFCon in front of a packed house of people. It's probably somewhere on YouTube. I don't know where, but it's probably somewhere. Someone recorded it. What do you think about the canceled G2 GoBots? Some of them were really cool. I like that pizza one. They had the pizza place company on the side. I love the Spy Changer GoBots. They're over there. Some of them. Those are the special ones. I like pocket Transformers. Minicons, Micromasters. You know, I like small Transformers. They're always fun because then it leads to play sets, and then you could really have fun with them. As much as I love guys like, you know, Fortress Maximus, Metroplex, Unicron, that's coming soon to my place, you know, as much as I like those, like, I like small too. Small is cool. Master Force had a really good opening too. Good animation. Very good animation. Have Ginrai beating the hell out of Overlord. Where are we at here? Waspinator or Skybite, who's the best lovable punching bag? Well, Waspinator, of course. Waspinator is, without a doubt, probably the strongest Transformer ever made. Because the stuff that he's gone through has killed many an Autobot leader. But yet, you know, he's been turned to shreds. He's been flattened. It's like he doesn't even have a spark. It's like he's maybe Starscream being part of him gave him an indestructible spark too. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. But Waspinator for sure. For sure. Skybite's cool, but again, I really like the Japanese dub of Car Robots over Robots in the Sky, so his poetry kind of stuff is lost on me in that version. What's your least favorite Japanese Transformer show? I'd have to say probably Transformers Go, but it's not fair to say that just because Go is kind of paint by numbers and kind of boring. Toys were cool though. I found the Dan singing video. Oh, well, there you go. It's out there. It's out there somewhere. I figured as much. What year was that Ninjatron? That's got to be like 3, 4, 5 years ago. What do you think Hasbro will be doing for the Unicron Trilogy anniversary? Oh, they're going to do something for sure. They're not going to let that sleep. I firmly believe, because a lot of third-party guys are doing stuff with Unicron Trilogy, that it shows that something is planned, something's coming. Number one, I think that Armada Optimus Prime that we keep seeing at Wonder Festival and stuff, I think number one, that's going to probably play into that a little bit, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get other stuff too. For sure. Hey, Proto, I just got Cyberverse Warrior Thunderhowl and Earthrise Airwave. I think you will love them. I know I will definitely love Airwave. I have not found Airwave yet, but I'd love to pick them up. Has gotten Harrod's paint budget. Yeah, well, that's kind of the unfortunate thing with Warrior classes. You're going to get the lower paint budget, the lower paint quality plastic. I have like my Warrior Hot Rod there, and I got my Deluxe one, and they're practically the same toy in terms of plastic quality. I didn't get the Deluxe Thunderhowl yet. I'm still waiting for that one in the mail. He's the last piece that I'm missing of my Macadam. So that would be pretty cool to finally complete that. What should HasLab Unicron side class be called? I don't know. Unicron scale. Because nothing's ever going to be that big ever again. I don't think we're ever going to see something that large ever again. Think about, like, people are always like, oh, we'll be the next one. It's like, oh, we should do Primus. It's like, if Unicron couldn't, like, seal the deal that quickly, I don't know if Primus could. You know, think about it. We got, like, Primus, and then we got, like, that 2010 repaint, and then we got the Cybertron Age of Extinction repaint, and that was it. But that Unicron mold, which you can't see because the light is terrible here. But that Unicron mold from the Unicron trilogy got repainted so many times. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I could remember. Oh, the Lucky Draw 7, and then the reissue of the Lucky Draw 8. I know I'm forgetting something, like 8 repaints from that mold alone. Where can I find figures for sale with international and free shipping? You and me both, brother. I don't know. Let me tell you something. I live in Canada. We're right above the United States, and I pay shipping like the rest of everyone else, unfortunately, and it's pretty brutal. So I don't know. You tell me. Free shipping? Not a lot of people want to do free shipping. They want to have tracking, and they want to make sure it gets to them, which is reasonable. You know, if you sell something to someone and you want to make sure that it arrives, you got to charge that tracking. People will mess you over if they can. If they do Armada Optimus Prime, do you think they'll do Jet? For sure. I almost guarantee, like, if you do an Armada Optimus Prime, they're going to put the tooling to have combiner stuff, for sure. They would always, look, when they would do, like, PVCs and stuff, they would leave the tooling for combining stuff. So, for sure, something is going to happen. Do you think we'll get a special edition Optimus Prime for the 100th anniversary? Well, considering the 100th anniversary of Transformers would be 2084, and most of us will probably not even be alive unless we're have all our consciousness transferred into robots. I do not know, and I don't even think maybe the world will exist by then. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see what happens. We'll see one day. I can't even. It's a question I could answer, but I'll never be able to cash the check, so to speak. Protoman, any news on the New Year's of the Ox action figure? Nothing yet. That would be February for China, so we'll find out when that rolls around. That's something we're probably going to find out like December, January. Like we'll see the image of it. It'd be really cool. Like it would be like appropriate. Would be if they took like Beast Wars Bone Crusher, aka Bighorn, and just do like a red and gold color scheme and just reissue that. That'd be so cool. There's your Ox, kind of, even though he's a water buffalo, but still it'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool to have. Maybe because I just like Beast Wars molds and just to like see them reissued again. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I do not know. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a giveaway. Symbiote Studios, again, all the cool stuff, guys. So what we're going to do, the question that we're going to ask this time around, and my mod, I hope you're paying attention. The question we're going to ask is, I showed a bunch of plushes. Which indie video game that's a side-scroller beat-em-up did I show a plush of? Put that question, and put that answer, and we'll pick a winner, and you'll get a awesome, nice, fat gift certificate, essentially. As a Canadian, do you like sweet tea, or am I just accustomed to my southern life? So, the funny thing with sweet tea was first time I encountered it, I was at BotCon, what was the first Texas one? 2005? BotCon 2005, and nice, we're getting all the answers now. BotCon 2005, and they asked me, it's like, do you want iced tea? And I was like, okay, sure, fine. Iced tea is completely different in Canada than it is everywhere else. I was not used to that. It tasted terrible. It's literally just iced tea. And I was like, ugh, oh, sweet tea. So my stupid Canadian butt didn't know that. But yeah. So we're going to pick a winner, by the way. We're going to pick a winner in about 10, 20 minutes or so. We'll let people answer. Yeah, Texas was 2005. That's what I remember. That was the first Texas one, if I remember correctly, because I started going in 2001. Oh, it's Fair Lady Z. Nice. How you doing, Anastasia? But yeah, So we're going to pick a winner. You just need to have a registered Twitter account, a registered email account. I know it sounds silly, but I have to bring it up. Registered Twitter account, registered email account, and registered address. No P.O. boxes. And whoever wins, just contact me through Twitter, PM me, go, hey, yo, I won. And we'll take it from there, essentially. We will take it from there. Alrighty. So just be sure to stick around for the next 10 to 20 minutes. Guys, it was clearly Fight, Super Robot, Lifeform, Transformers, Mystery of Convoy, Decepticon Insignia. Clearly fighting the red insignia, which predates Shattered Glass by like 20 years. Because there's a red and purple insignia. So let me just message my mod, make sure he's still paying attention. Okay, he picked somebody. So we'll announce the winner in a moment. But yeah, hey Protoman, I'm asking again, what is your favorite promotional Transformer item? Ooh, promotional item. What was a cool promotional item that was given away? I'm trying to think of a few. Oh, I know what was a really good one. Hold on a second. Probably one of the best ones, actually. I have a bunch of these now. I'm probably going to bring them to the parts party one day. So, BotCon... God, what year was it? BotCon 2011, I think it was. If it was, then that was definitely the best BotCon year always. BotCon 2011 was giving these away to promote Creo, and it was the exclusive Matrix edition. You see he has a little Matrix in his chest. Matrix edition Optimus Prime. These were pretty cool. And I got a bunch of these when FunPub started kind of just getting rid of their old stock. So if you show up at my parts party, I'm going to have a bunch of these for sale. On the cheap, yo. On the cheap, yo. So that's one of them for sure. That's a really cool one. I mean, I love Creo. Like, I have like almost every Creo figure made. Love that line. Love it, love it, love it. Should they do a Generation Selects Battle Gaia? I would like that. It would definitely put a little bit of a nick in the Battle Gaia value. Proto, you make some good TF content. I'm a fellow Canadian and excited for Studio Series 86 Hot Rod. Well, how you doing, my fellow Canadian? I wish I had something Canadian around here to wave. Unfortunately, I don't. I'm surrounded by American and Japanese product. Closest thing to Canadian is probably Dollarama. So, yeah, there you go. Why is he not spinning? Come on. I get it. There we go. Where are we at? What Beast Wars masterpiece would you like to see next? I want Waspinator, damn it. The logical answer, not my personal answer, but the logical answer is probably going to either be the Transmetal leaders, so like Optimus and Megatron as Transmetals, or they're going to finish the crew, so Waspinator on one side or Rhinox on the other. I don't think they'll do Rat Trap just yet because we just had Kingdom. What I would like, though, is different. I would like, them to do like Pterosaur. He needs a good new toy. Scorponok, give those guys some good new toys. But again, what I want is different than what makes more sense from a business standpoint. So, Proman, what's your favorite Marvel-published Transformer issue? Ooh, that would have to be probably issue number 65, I would want to say. Which is the origin of, like, Primus and stuff. That's a tough one. Matrix Quest issues were really good, too, with Nightbeat. That's a tough one. You're making me pick a baby. I'm leaning over right now because I have, like, the reprints. So I'm just trying to think... because I have a long box with all the originals in the comic book room. Oh, that's a tough one, bud. Oof. I don't know. I'll go with... Oh, man, but the Matrix Quest stuff is good, too. With Bludgeon and Nightbeat. I don't know. That's tough. And Thunderwing. Some good stories. Simon Furman, man. Simon Furman. People are forgetting just how good he was back then. Yeah, Creo was done by a Korean company named Oxford, and Oxford actually worked with Transformers and building block stuff long before they did Creo. I actually did a history of Transformers and building blocks video. I don't know what it's called. Just type like Proto Retro Creo, and one of them's gonna, not Proto Retro, Transformer Slag podcast Creo, and one of them's gonna come up. I did like the whole history of like everything building blocks with Transformers and Oxford's like symbiote history that they had with Hasbro for many years. Okay, I'm clearing up my questions. Do you think we will get a special Optimus for the 100th anniversary in 3 years? I already said, like, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they'll do anything like that. When do you think Studio Series will get a Mountain Dew bot or Oreo bot? I would like, look, we got from the Transformers The Best movie line, we got the Dew bot in a sense. Like, it was a repaint retool. Very fragile toy. Just going to warn everyone right now, the gray plastic on it is very brittle, so if you do buy it, proceed with caution. The Oreo bot, I don't think will probably happen. But we got a version of the Dewbot. They just couldn't call it the Dewbot. I mean, what was his name? Dispensor, I think his name was. We got like a small little figure of him, and then we got that one. I think I did a photo shoot even. I think I did like a photo shoot on Twitter of those two. But it's out there. Hey, Protoman, do you think there will be a secondary market for HasLab Unicron? Oh, I think so. I think, well, here's the thing. I think that whoever missed out on it is going to regret it, but there's going to be people that are going to pay. Maybe not, maybe not sensible people. I don't think anyone should pay like $1,200 for Unicron. I don't think anyone should pay $1,200 for anything that has 10,000 units of it out there, mint in box, 100% complete. Like if you pay like $2,000 for Minerva mint in box, no joke, how many Minervas mint in box are out there? G1 Minerva from Master Force, maybe 1,000, maybe even less. But I mean that Unicron, there's gonna be like easily there's gonna be over 10,000 of them out there, so that's kind of nuts. Like I don't know. So Nick, the story with the Dispensor is. I think it's that gimmick that he has with the claw pieces there. The tips of them, because the plastic is made thinner over there, they will chip and break. Don't mess with it, man. Trust me, it will break. It will break. See, I bought the HasLab Unicron, but I knew that if that was one of those things, if I didn't get in on it, if I want to get it later, it's going to be a big old headache. Like, I think the best that anyone could hope for is someone buys it and then goes, oh my God, I regret buying it, and then tries to sell it to get their money back. And that's the best case scenario for you, is that they sell it at cost. So if you are interested in getting one, look at the message boards and look for a guy that's, that has a girlfriend or wife that's going to beat them up if they don't sell it. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, or someone that really needs money bad. What do you think about the Transformers new Beast Wars comic book series? I'm excited about it. It looks really cool. Any kind of new Beast Wars fiction, I'm always down for. I just want to read it. I can't judge it until I read it. But it looks cool. New character in Nyx, which is just technically a repaint of the Primal mold with some new head sculpt and stuff. But, I mean, that's still pretty cool. New character. Maybe we'll see some toy-only characters making appearances. I dig it. I like The Gathering, the Beast Wars book that they did a while back with IDW, so I'm down for that. I just hope scalpers don't get Unicron. They can't scalp them. They can't. It was made to order. If a scalper bought 2 Unicrons, that's on the scalper. You know what I mean? And if he's going to resell it, I mean, that's on him. Scalpers got Siege Unicron. It's obvious that they did. Someone should sold them as a pre-order on Unicron recently. Well, there's people that bought them. You can't see. The thing is you can't say Unicron was a scalped item. Scalping is when there's a limited number of something and someone comes in and buys them all. No one came in and bought up all the Unicrons. Like they were, here's the pre-order date, and you get it, and that's it. Like it wasn't like, like I understand like there's certain items they go for pre-order, like on HasLab, and then they sell out in the pre-order phase because there's a finite number of them. There was no finite number of Unicrons. If 1 billion people pre-ordered it, 1 billion were going to be made. If 1,000 people pre-ordered, 1,000 were going to be made. So I wouldn't really call it scalping. It's more just someone pre-ordered 2, and he's selling one of them for a profit. And, I pray that he's able to sell it, because that's going to be something you're going to be stuck with, and it takes a lot of space, number one, and it's a lot of money. For something that's the size of, especially the box too, we're not talking just the figure, but the box. For something that's the size of an old television, to have it sitting around in your house not making any money, should be paying rent, so good luck to whoever's trying to resell them. Let's put it that way. Hey, Protoman, is there a PodCon or Collector Club figure you don't like? Oh, there's plenty. There's plenty. One that I worked on. I wrote the bio for the BotCon 2016. Yeah, it was 16. BotCon 2016, I wrote the bio tech spec for Tigatron. Terrible toy. Was it Tigatron? Did I do I did Tigatron, I did Ravage. And they're terrible. Like, the head sculpt is terrible on those. And the original idea, which was picture Drift, like the Drift toy, like the Generations one with blue accents and stuff. That was the original idea that would have worked so much better. But we had the combiner gimmick and all that stuff, so we had to use that mold. But there's plenty. There's ones that I love too. There were some great ideas, absolutely fantastic ideas, some of them. But that one, no. that Tigatron and Ravage from 2016, no sir, terrible. Oh, Proto, have you heard anything about the Revenge of the Fallen Stratosphere being subject to GPS? I can't find any on mine. He looks and feels brittle. The leg joints seem to be good from day one. Have you heard anything? Well, if that's true, I'm not touching my Stratosphere, because I love Stratosphere. He's easily one of the best, if not the best, Revenge of the Fallen toy of that line. I love that toy so much. And the little mini Optimus that it comes with. And he towers over everybody. He's crazy huge. I have every movie toy practically from the beginning up until the end of Dark of the Moon. And not counting obviously ultimate classes and leader classes, he just even with the wings up, he towers over everyone. Everybody. Let me just lift this for a second. Hold on. Maybe I could turn the camera around. Oh, no, come on. There we go. You see Stratosphere in the center there? Right there. Look at him. He's just towering over everyone. There's all the movie toys. But yeah. I hope he doesn't have GPS, because that's a great toy, and I'd love people to enjoy it. Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys. There we go. So yes, he's here. Has leg GPS. Oof, that's terrible. Because those legs fold up. They fold up like crazy. Opinion on Cyberverse. Great TV series. Terrible toy line for a great TV series. Too short. Too short episodes. Too short of a TV series. If you add up all the minutes, if you took all the minutes of content that we got, it's like a short season 1. Which is kind of sad. Imagine if Beast Wars was just one season or something. So again, I like it. I like Cyberverse, and the toy line's kind of meh. When 90% of your toy line is fast action battlers, so to speak, it's not going to be good. Imagine if the 2007 movie came out and all the figures were fast action battlers. We never got Deluxes or Voyagers, just the fast action battler style. People would be angry. And that's the thing that's kind of frustrating with Cyberverse, is that it came out during a time where quality isn't that great. The MMBS and the SABS plastic isn't that great. The budget isn't focused on it. I don't know. Again, I have conflicting feelings with it. It's a solid 7 out of 10 overall. Well, Beast Machines was 2 seasons, 26 episodes, and at least in the case of Beast Machines, they had some good toys. At least there were some good toys in it. And Beast Machines was very well written. It might not be some people have their feelings about Beast Machines, but it was a very well written series. A lot of twists and turns. Obviously, the characters were not the same characters that we remember, but as a standalone series, it's still a very good Transformer series. Where Cyberverse, its writing style, because when you have a 10-minute episode and 1 minute is dedicated to intro and outro, and then 1 minute is dedicated to getting the ball rolling for the story, and then the decline of the story, the denouement, that leads you it gives you 6 minutes to tell a story. And that's crazy. That's 6 minutes. You can't even do characterization or just pauses, just absorbing, think about the famous scene in Coming of the Fusers Part 2. Or Part 1 and 2, where you have that Western scene where dun 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 dun, those, these ambient scenes that really create character and atmosphere that makes a series memorable. You wouldn't be able to have that kind of stuff. They wouldn't have time to do that. That whole scene was probably 3 minutes itself. That's half of a Cyberverse episode. So that's a big flaw. That's a very big flaw that Cyberverse has. I don't hate the series, don't get me wrong, but it is a big weakness for it. Do you think Beast Wars Transformers Core Class Kingdom dinosaur figures are better than Kingdom Deluxe dinosaur figures? I don't know. I'll have to feel both of them and know for when I get them. I don't have any of those. When I get, those figures, I'll know. I can't judge something through pictures, because it's the same thing. I could see tons of pictures of this guy. Look, the light penetrates him. I saw tons of pictures of this guy. I was very excited, and then when I got him in person, it's different feelings. Different feelings. The Blur episode was really good. That was it was a really good episode though, but it was super rushed. They would have imagine they had one episode to flesh out the character of Blur. Imagine if we had a whole episode, 30 minutes, where we could actually get to know that character Blur. That way when he dies, it actually matters. Spoiler. But, that's what I'm trying to say. It's very tough. It's very tough to do that. Are we getting cassettes for Blaster? I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see anything from the G1 reissue line for a very long time. I think the G1 reissue line has had a lot of issues. No pun intended. In terms of just not selling. They couldn't find the right price point that worked with people. A lot of stuff. Astro Train is on mega clearance. Heard that Beast Wars Megatron impersonation the other day. Are there any other characters you could do? I'm not very good. I think just because I really like David Kaye as a voice actor as a whole, and he's just so amazing. Anyone could do a Rat Trap. Anyone could do a Cheetor, Yeah. I don't fancy myself really a voice actor, It's everything for a golden disc. Protoman, how are you doing? I'm doing fine, Bumble. I'm doing fine. So, we're going to announce who won. So, yo, where's my dude? Who won? All right, so the winner of the Studio Series gift certificate of a whole bunch of cool stuff. You could get pins. You could get other pins. You could get plush. You could get shirt. You could get other plush. Or other plush. If you don't like Transformers, but then why would you be listening to this? This is really cool, though. I really like this. It comes in an envelope, too. I wonder what's in that. I didn't open it yet. Look at that. Yacht games. What? You get even this stuff. And all the other cool stuff on Symbiote Studios. And the winner is... I have to pull it up in the chat. Starmax is the winner when he guessed the correct answer of Shovel Knight. So, Starmax, if you're listening, contact me through Twitter and go, hey, yo, I won. Give me the info. So, yeah, congratulations, Starmax. And next week, we'll do something even more special. So, congratulations for that. Cassettes for G1 Blaster reissue. Hasbro will repaint them as him as Broadcast. Yeah, it'd be cool if some of those Japanese exclusive stuff got reissues, but not the case. Who's your favorite Kid Appeal kid? Bumblebee, Cheetor, or Hotshot? Always will be Cheetor. Cheetor was awesome. Hotshot, I don't know. I liked his idea of a character, but I found, I don't know, it wasn't a big... And Bumblebee, no offense to Bumblebee, Bumblebee never appealed to me. I was late to G1. I learned about G1 with 1986. So Bumblebee was just that guy that got eaten by Unicron, and then made it out of the moon base afterwards. So it is what it is. All right, Star Max. So please contact me through Twitter, and we will work everything out, my friend. Congratulations. And once again, if you guys want to get in on the Symbiote Studios and Hasbro goodies, promo code Protoman, symbiotestudios.com, and you can get some cool stuff. So, yeah, get $5 off your first order. Get a cool t-shirt. I should really gotta make some Transformer Slag t-shirts and pins. I think people would dig that, no? Hey, Protoman, I'm a huge fan, and I was just kidding when I said you're bald. Am I bald? I'm balding, but that's what happens when you get old. I used to have a beautiful, full, lush head of hair back in the day, but those were the past. Can't be helped. We all get old. We all get old. Better to go bald than get stupid, So I got wiser, and then all the hair fell out. Maybe you guys made me bald. You're stressing me. No, I'm just joking. But yeah. So, once again, StarMax, contact me. And we will get all the information together. Where are we at here? What are your thoughts on MPM figures showing up at Raw stores? Well, that doesn't surprise me because, see, here's the thing that you guys got to understand about the I'm bald, but I want to be. Ninjatron, you're awesome. And Josh, too, I'm bald. Spiky hair was just a dream. Yo, Josh, man, you had some beautiful, hair back in the day. You had, a freaking pompadour. What was the question? Oh, yeah, the MPMs. The movie masterpieces. I feel a lot of those are developed more for the Chinese market, and they do very well in the Chinese market, where when you really look at how they sell in America, it's kind of a different animal. How many of you are really excited about a movie Ratchet as opposed to random, Kingdom toy? So I think it really is kind of a different animal. It really is. It really, really is. Where is it? I never had beautiful, luscious hair. You clearly haven't been in the fandom that long. There's some great photos of me from early BotCons, even as early as 2011. It just shows how young you kids are. Some of you probably weren't even born when this hair was luscious in the fandom. Any crazy Transformer-related history that you could tell us? Crazy related Transformer history? You'd have to specify a bit more. You'd really have to, because there's too much in this noggin. You'd have to wedge it into a direction. Well, look, B doesn't appeal to me. When the movie came out, I kind of liked Barricade more in the 2007 movie. I thought he was kind of cool. I liked Frenzy. Usually I don't lean on Decepticon characters. When the 2009 movie Revenge of the Fallen came out, Sideswipe was kind of cooler, but I kind of liked Wheelie. He was kind of a Joe Pesci little RC car kind of, or truck kind of thing. But everyone has different opinions. I like Bumblebee's design. His design is iconic. And a Volkswagen Beetle as a mechanic, I'll tell you, is one of the worst cars. One of the worst cars to buy, Volkswagen Beetle. Protoman, the 100 nuggets affected your hair. What year was that? 2012? Maybe. Too much salt. No, honestly, I think the hair falling out. I went to a doctor. I have too much testosterone. That's what they told me. My testosterone levels are way too high, and it creates something called THT, which leads to male pattern balding. So I could grow muscles very easily, and I have a deep voice. But there's a catch. There's a catch. Have you seen the Studio Series Grimlock review? Not yet, but I don't really like watching YouTube reviews. I'm not big on them. And it's not to say I don't like the guys who do them. I like the dudes who do YouTube reviews, but I'm not a big YouTube guy. I really ain't. I kind of just do my own thing. And when I get a figure, I enjoy it for the first time myself. I don't really worry about the opinions of like others. This figure and that. So I think in all my years on YouTube, and I started doing YouTube in 2009, I think I maybe watched like 3 Transformer toy reviews. No joke. And all 3 times was just because it was something super complicated. Like it was Wingblade Optimus Prime with Jetfire, Revenge of the Fallen, because I lost the instructions and I was like, oh my god, how does this go together? Because it was like an extra one that I needed to sell. So I needed to have it like combined so it would look nicer. Like I don't really watch reviews. And to watch those transformation reviews, it was either Sean Long or Pia at the time, I think. So I want to say it was one of those two. I ain't going to take estrogen pills. I enjoy being a man. So I know they have all those things like Propecia and stuff and everything. Just bald gracefully. That's what I say. Don't need to worry about it too much. DM sent. You sent one, Star Max? Let me just check. I just want to double check. One moment, guys. Just want to make sure everything's good. In the hood. I have to make sure it's him. It's him. There he is. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I'll contact you later. I saw the message. So I'll contact you later and we'll figure everything out. And again, anyone who wants to get something, pins are cool things. There's so many cool pins. Oh, these pins are so cool. Again, symbiotestudios.com. Use the promo code Protoman. Get $5 off. Protoman, I greatly appreciate your blue versus black Sonicron review. You know what's funny about that review? I learned from people. Apparently that black Sonicron never got released. So I actually own a sample of it. Those were sent to me from BTS Toys, which were amazing dudes in the past. It's such a shame that they don't do third-party stuff anymore, but they were so cool to me. They sent me cases of stuff to give away at TFCon. I remember I did a panel, video game panel a while back, and I was giving out these like tape cassettes and stuff. Like there was so many cool stuff that they gave us. But yeah. Josh, you know what? Most of these kids are kids. They still got their hair. One day they will feel it. They will feel it. Or they won't. Or they won't. Where are we at here? Speaking of which, who's your favorite Decepticon? I said I like Shockwave. I like Shockwave. Shockwave has always been kind of cool. I mean, I have others too. There's a few of like the Japanese ones that are really cool. Like I really like Lio Zack and Lio Kaiser in general, and Deathsaurus is cool, and Buster and Hydra from Master Force, they're cool. Cancer is cool, not that Cancer. That's a really good. Someone's gonna clip that. Cancer is cool. No, Cancer the Headmaster Jr. is cool, which is known as Squeeze Play in America. A lot of the Japanese ones are really cool. Devil Gigatron from Car Robots. Love that design. Blue Sonicron for $35.99. Cool. That's cool. That's not too bad. You know what? What I like about that mold is that it's based off of like an old design, you know, that never happened. And I kind of like third-party stuff that does that. Like, hey, here's this design that never became a toy, so third-party does it. I always dig that kind of stuff. Hey, Protoman, how do you feel about the idea of Titan class arc being Teletran 1? I don't even, to be honest with you guys, I don't even like the idea of the arc transforming. I like the arc being, not everything has to transform. That's how I feel. Sometimes you could have stuff in Transformers that just doesn't transform. Like that's just how it should be. But I don't think it turns into Teletran 1. I'll just say that right now. I kind of I knew people were going to quote the cancer is good thing. Anyways, but yeah, I kind of hinted at who that character is already. I drew a pic of Hot Rod with his alt mode crossed with a Formula 1. Can I send it to you or DM? Sure thing. Sure thing. That's kind of well, he didn't really do a Hot Rod. I want to show you what Ultra Primal did as a present pour moi. Let me grab it. It's around the bend here. It's around the bend. There we go. There we go. Got to go all the way around, go grab them. So, this was a birthday present. I want to say 2012. I don't know if Ultra Primal's in the chat. And so he took the, I guess it's Leadfoot. This was the Dark of the Moon deluxe class-ish, whatever that Human Alliance class was. And it's the Formula 1. And it transforms into an awesome little Formula 1 car. And then he did the driver, and the driver looks exactly like my racing uniform. Exactly 100%. Maybe I could pull up a photo of that. Hold on. Let me see if I could pull up one for you guys and give you a context. I think I did a Twitter post about it, and I could just link you. Let me see what we have, and I could post it here for you guys, and you could check it out. So many. Custom. There it is. There we go. Oh, what a perfect photo. Here we go, guys. You could check that out. There we go. It's in the chat. You could check it out in the chat. But yeah, that was a present from Ultra Primal. So that was really cool of him. He gave that to me on my birthday. Makes it look exactly like me. But yeah. Do you think they should do an Ecto 1A Ectotron? Well, I mean, they could take the mold and retool it. If they want to do that. Yes, I have Black Tracks. He is in my, you could barely see it, e-hobby section. And I paid a lot for him, I want to believe. What is the weirdest Transformer in your opinion? Weirdest Transformer, probably one of the Fusors would look weird, like, Injector, in context, like a bee meets a piranha. He's kind of a weird design. Who else is a weird one? A lot of the movie designs, some of them could be really off the wall. But yeah, some of the Fusors, pretty weird designs. Can you do a video on Transformers Lost Media? Well, there isn't really much lost media with Transformers outside of maybe some live stage shows that were done during the 80s that probably were documented and then just never shown. There was a lot of live stage shows done by Takara between 1985 and 1987 of all kinds of stuff, and there's been photos of them, there's been costume photos of them, but no one has ever had surfaces of footage, and I would love to see that stuff. Like, they, just probably like stuff like Rodimus Convoy and Galvatron just, hitting each other on a stage while kids go, yeah, and then they show Sentai stuff afterwards. Supposedly there's an original cut of the movie. Supposedly. In all honesty, if the original cut did exist and it was out there, it would have been an extra on some DVD at this point. It really would have. There's so many rumors with the 86 movie that, like, for years there was rumors that it was widescreen, but it never was widescreen. So There's all kinds of stuff, you know. Yeah, in the original script by Ron Freeman, that's something completely different. And that's out there for people, you know. That's out there for people. Trying to see where we at here. Is Q Transformers lost? Well, the game is. Here's the thing. If you have the game installed on your device, then you could potentially get it. You could potentially save it. I know I have it still on my device, so there's probably some way to get it. I'm sure, like anything else in the world, someone's going to be able to pull up that old stuff, and there's going to be some kind of emulator that will be made, and people could play it. Kind of like the Transformers turn-based RPG kind of thing that they did with, I think it was with Nikon or Nico. What was the name of that game? God, I forget the name. What are your thoughts on the Godzilla series? Love Godzilla. I love kaiju stuff. I have a beautiful Godzilla and kaiju display on the other side of my house. Specifically more Ultraman, but I love Godzilla too. There was a TFCon. I want to say it was the Washington year, a year ago or 2 years ago, where they were playing nothing but Godzilla movies in the hotel room, and it was awesome. And they're playing Gamera also, and Gigantor. Amazing stuff. How do you ever review the Transformer alternators? I think the Transformer alternators are awesome, but that's because I'm a car guy. So I appreciate their effort to look like real cars, inside and out. What about the Q Transformers show? I'm pretty sure someone has backed those up. I'm pretty sure. For sure someone has backed those up. I know for a fact I have a few of those episodes backed up already. I know I backed up the Hot Rod one, and I think the Cliff Jumper one. But for sure someone has backed those up. All that kind of stuff. And not to mention the Q Transformer show is actually on DVD too. You could actually look it up. They actually sold DVDs of all the episodes in Japan. And it had a little PVC set for the special edition. Stuff that just we never got here. So there's that too. Who would win in a fight, Trypticon or Godzilla? Well, Godzilla has shown how OP he is at a lot of times. His abilities are... I don't know. He steps on cities. Trypticon is a city, so kind of hard to measure against that. Alternators is basically early Human Alliance. Human Alliance, like when it came out, was alternators. Totally. 200%. 200%. Look, alternators when it was doing the Binal Tech Asterix and later the Kiss Play, it was just using that Human Alliance factor, you know? Like, I think I have some of the pieces close by here. Although it's going to be kind of weird. Like, this is Ai-chan, like her legs and stuff, like so you could make her sit in the car. Like, they were doing that stuff, like, long before the movie stuff was doing it. Q Transformer. What is your opinion on the new gold on Grimlock? Yeah, I know some people aren't too happy about that. I find it weird, too, that they used gold instead of, like, a yellow. Because it's always been about, like, again, show accuracy or movie accuracy. I'm pretty sure, because Hasbro never wastes a mold, we'll get another Grimlock released, and it'll be in the right colors. For sure. For sure. What do you mean, Victor? What's your opinion? I must have missed the question. Everything was bouncing past me. Just ask again, brother. I'm sure you could still find Starscream's foot in Autobot City. Technically, he didn't lose it. He just kind of lost a piece of it. Just kind of shot. A little piece. I would rather Hasbro release Metroplex for Kingdom instead of the Ark. Well, again, I think they did the Ark primarily for a trademark reason. And, yeah. Theory. Transformer Slag podcast is Protoman of Proto Retro. Yes, I am. It's the same guy. But that guy used to do toy reviews, and then he's like, why would I do toy reviews when I could just talk about Transformers every single day? But yeah, that's me. Go look at old 2011 videos, and you'll see this. You'll see how long the podcast's been around. Hey, Protoman, what is your opinion on the crossover with My Little Pony, Ghostbusters, and Transformers? The funny thing is, Hasbro sent me in the mail the My Little Prime. You know what? They're easy to make. The packaging is extremely simple, and they're super easy to make because it's one molded piece of plastic that's painted. So they're easy to make, so they don't take a lot of R&D. The packaging is super easy and simple, so that doesn't take a lot either. They're like this big, so it doesn't take a lot of space. You can't see it because it's in the Miscellaneous display. So I have nothing to complain about with those. I actually think they're kind of cool. They serve a purpose. Someone's buying them, and they don't really take away anything from Hasbro because they're so simple to make. So, I mean, if they did a My Little Hot Rod, I'd probably buy it. So, it'd be kind of cool with a little flame chest on. And actually, the flame chest would have to be the cutie mark, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's true. Do the flame chest on the front of the horse, and the cutie mark could be the Matrix. That would be it. That would be it. I love Transformers Ultimators. It's my favorite Transformer line besides G1. Well, I love Alternators too. I think it's great. I really do. Such a great series. Some great molds. Great molds. It's okay to misspell. You should see me type sometimes. I'm always all over the place. Have you ever heard of the crossover comic with the Terminator? Yes, I have. Done by Alex Milne, and it is awesome. Really good book. Very different style from Alex's usual stuff too, so I really appreciated seeing that. Something different. After like all those years of More to Meets the Eye, just have like a kind of a palate cleanser in a lot of ways. My Little Hot Rod, Flame Mane and Tail. Yeah, it looked like Rapidash or Ponyta from Pokemon. And then do the flame chest, and then I don't know, like maybe he could have a harness on the back, but it's like the spoiler. I don't know. It'd be yellow. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Hey, Hasbro, just if you're paying attention, make My Little Hot Rod. Have you seen the new Mecha Dragon model kits? Yes, I have. And they look cool as hell. I want to see more images of those, actually, because there's not enough of them out there. Do you think Kingdom will do a Rhinox? I firmly believe they will at some point. He is definitely due for a trademark refresh. So it's going to happen. Hey, Protoman, how did you find YouTube? I don't know. I was around when YouTube was created. YouTube came around in 2007, 2008, around then. I was always on YouTube. I created my channel back in 2008, 2007, and the rest is history. I'm an old man. I'm an old man, bro. So, what are your thoughts about Robots in Disguise 2001? I think the Japanese version is better. I like car robots way better. Even the toys are better, except for one exception. The Japanese version of JRX, aka the rail race team, you're better off getting the American version. The Japanese version has fragility issues. I believe it's J4, which is Midnight Express? No, not Midnight Express. Maybe. Midnight Express. The one with the yellow face. He has clear plastic in the arms and will break in the Japanese version, so get the American version. But otherwise, all the Japanese versions are superior in every single way for car robots. A lot of the old car stuff was maintained where they had to get rid of that with the American version because they didn't want to have to pay licensing in America for Mercedes and a lot of other companies. And then they paid for Viper afterwards with the Super Sideburn, aka Super Speed Breaker. See how I just talk and I don't stop? Protoman, do you think we will get updated G1 style tune looking combiner figures in the main line? Well, yeah, of course. When those trademarks are going to come up to expire, when they're going to be like, oh, we got to make a Superion. Ooh, we got to make a Menasor. Ooh, we haven't done a Devastator in a while, which they've just done, so they don't have to. You're going to see it come up. They'll do it. Think about it. Look, trademarks expire every 3 to 4 years. And then there's that wiggle period before they could do it on that 5th year. They could release a combiner in Combiner Wars, wait 3 years. They already did the combiner. Trademark expires. They refresh the trademark, wait 2 years before the trademark expires again, and then do something with it. So you could have like a 6-year span in between a trademark name if they really want to do that. They don't do that because they pay for those trademarks, so they want to milk them as much as possible. But the more difficult stuff like combiners, yeah, they'll do their thing. I could say again, the trademarks are coming up. They're going to have to do something, for sure. I need a new JRX figure. Love that design. I love JRX too. Jaws D was the first to get JRX, and I was jelly as hell. It was beautiful. Cog repack. Where are we at here? I have a mix on my JRX, 1 Japanese and 2 Hasbro figures. Midnight Express is the Hasbro one. Well, there you go. That's what I'm trying to say. I think the first person that I learned about that was I had a friend in the fandom. I forget what his screen name is because I don't want to use his real name. I think it's Moose. Iron Moose. Anyways, he bought the Japanese version and cracked, brand new, out of the box, 2000. I think it came out, he picked it up in 2000 when it was Car Robots. Broke right away. And I was like, whoa, boy. And then when they did the American version, the clear plastic in the arms became OPEC white. And it doesn't crack. So keep that in mind, guys, when you buy them. It will be a lifesaver. With HasLab Unicron coming soon, do you think that Primus could be in the works? I could see Primus being a retail thing. The thing is the HasLab Unicron really didn't do as well as people think it did. And I think that made Hasbro kind of go like, "Ooh, I think we got to do something more modest the next time around." I think we'll get HasLab Transformer stuff again, but don't think big. Think small. Think like, more modest stuff. HasLab Transmutate. Okay, maybe not that. That would be silly. But they're going to do something a little more modest. They won't do something like a Primus to go up against the Unicron. I would like to be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to be wrong. I'd like to have a humongous Cybertronian planet. But Unicron was a John Warden idea that John pushed for. John's not with them anymore. So Lenny and the crew now, it's whatever they're going to want to push. So that's a whole other animal. Hey, Protoman, what if Hasbro did a crossover with Scooby-Doo and they use Ironhide mold as the mystery machine? Someone did a custom years ago. You can barely see it. You can see my microphone. There's Towline. The Towline mold there from Energon. Someone did a custom years ago as that as the mystery machine. And it looked pretty cool because that one really looks like the mystery machine because it's that really like that old school kind of Volkswagen van as opposed to Ironhide. That's the Toyota one. So where are we at here? Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to catch up. HasLab needs to set a price point for their stuff. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. No way. Protoman, will you picking up the Megatron squirt gun? I don't even know how that would... no, it's very expensive. I would like to have it, don't get me wrong. I would love to. I don't know how they would ship that to Canada with our gun laws. Like, that would... Because, Masterpiece Megatron. He turns into a gun, but he comes in, robot mode. So when that comes in the mail, it's not a big deal. That thing is going to come in the mail, a Walter P38 looking gun, and in Canada, and they're going to freak out. They're going to be like, whoa, does this guy have, his license? Like, I don't know. I would like to have it just because it's a novelty and it looks cool, and it'd be cool to have like a Megatron squirt gun. But at the same time, like, it's expensive, and I don't even know how it would be imported here. That would be crazy. Like, think about it. I would be better off going to the States, which I can't anyways because of what's going on right now, going to the States and having it shipped to me and then crossing the border and then hoping the border guard realizes it's not a real gun, it's a squirt gun. Who knows? Hey, Protoman, what if Hasbro did a crossover with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Well, that's if Playmates wants to, they want to play ball. I don't know about that. Those two have kind of been, I don't know, I don't want to say rivals, but you know what? Now that I think about it, they did a Ninja Turtles Ghostbusters crossover with toys, and that's Kenner, which is owned by Hasbro. So maybe. I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know if Hasbro would want to play ball with that. I think Hasbro rather buy Ninja Turtles than work with them. I don't know. That's a tough one. Kind of like how they ended up buying Power Rangers instead of working with Bandai, which would have never happened. Where are we at? Have you seen the new toy line coming for Power Rangers? The one with the knights? Yeah, well, you're talking about, what's the latest one that's from the Sentai footage? That was like a Kyo Ranger? I don't know. I've lost track at this point. I always watch one episode of it. If it doesn't appeal to me, I go, meh. Shipping cost for the gun website says 2,900 yen to me to the Chicago area. But the gun is expensive, and then there's no way that's crossing the border. There's no way that could ever get over the border. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We will see what Dino Fury, is that what it's called? Transforming Turtle Van. There's been plenty of Transforming Turtle Vans in the past, both prototype and official. I actually own the Mutation Line Turtle Van. Where are we at here? Transformers fan cast. Christian Bell as RC. Well, as a voice actor, I mean, let's be honest. We all just really want to have a all CG live action, even though we really couldn't call it live action, but an all CG theatrical Transformer movie. Like, take like what the beginning of the Bumblebee movie was, like the first 5 minutes of it, and make that a whole movie. And then take all the voice actors that actually matter to us from Generation 1 and do that. But they won't. Instead, they'll give us human characters because they have to do that, because that justifies a live-action movie. And then they're going to hire big-name actors to play the characters and the Transformers because they want to use that for marquee value. They want to say, Dwayne Johnson as Ironhide, and we got rid of Optimus Prime because we got Leonard, I don't know, whoever. Where are we at here? Star Trek Transformers to go with the comic. That's true. That was also a Playmates toy line at one point. But who had Star Trek during the movie? Was that Hasbro that did the toy line for the new movie continuity? I think it was, because Creo did Star Trek stuff. So they probably had the master toy license at the time. Hey, Protoman, have you heard the Newell of Beast Wars? They'll probably get a movie. The news that Protoman, that Beast Wars is going to get an animated movie. Yep, I talked about it on the podcast. Don Murphy, the executive producer, talked about it many times. We just don't have all the information yet. Dwayne Johnson is Cliffjumper, and there goes all the budget for Transformers Prime. Or then he gets cut in half. Hasbro will cast Angelina Jolie as RC. I don't even think Angelina Jolie would agree to that until she's not screen presentable anymore. Usually people who are actors become voice actors when they don't want to be on the screen anymore. Hey, Protoman, do you think about Transformer toys having die-cast metal back then? Well, you know what? The thing that people need to understand is, like, G1 only had die-cast metal like the first 2.5 years, and even then it wasn't completely die-cast. I mean, look at 87, 80, 89, 90. It's all plastic. G2, outside of the few G1 reissue repaints, it's all plastic. And then we were granted that with alternators in the Japanese version, which was vinyl tech, and the plastic was scratching against each other and the paint was flaking off, so that wasn't good. And then certain ones you were kind of worried about transforming them because the plastic was the joint and the arm and the socket was metal, so you were worried about it breaking. And then we had the, you can barely see it, but Titanium's line, which was some of the worst plastic to die-cast engineering ever. There's some exceptions in that line, but in general. So we don't really need die-cast in our Transformers. Maybe in the feet or some like selective areas, but not really that important. Where are we at here? Yeah, and die-cast was a cost. Again, they took out a metal pin out of his arm to save money because it would have been die-cast. A whole chest made out of metal? Forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. Do you have Takara Super Megatron? Yes, I do, and he is awesome, and I suggest everyone get him if you love Battlestars. Great figure. Great figure. Did not expect him to be that good. He was pretty cool. But I keep him in Super Megatron mode. Protoman, do you think there will be a sequel to the Transformers Devastation game? Nope. Nope. That would involve Platinum Studios, which right now Hasbro's doing things quick and fast. So that's something that I asked Aaron Archer when I had him here. We were talking about like the movie stuff, not the movie stuff, the video game stuff with High Moon Studios, and that was a different era, man. That was a different era, different group of guys. Hey, Protoman, is there any relationship between Transformers and Brave? They're cousin series, but they're not in the same continuity, but they are together. They almost exist like different continuities, but they actually all exist in the same kind of Transformers umbrella. But that's how it is. That's how it is, more or less. And Brave is awesome. Brave is some of the best stuff, man. I love the Brave series. We know stealing figures off of production lines is wrong, but what about third-party figures making figures based off of Transformer intellectual properties in the form of... Yeah, of course it is. 200%. I always feel that the best third-party stuff is the stuff that isn't based off of pre-existing stuff. Like, when they do toys off of really unique ideas, like there was those Ninja Turtle Transformers that they did. I forget which third-party company it was. Was it Iron Factory? Who did those? And that's like great stuff. Like that's the stuff they should be doing. You know, be a little more like unique and create something. I mean, to do like, you know, RC Masterpiece number 12, you know, and Springer Masterpiece number 17, and, you know, Superion Combiner number 30. That's the stuff that doesn't appeal to me. Like, if you look at my third-party display, it is super limited, and it's all stuff that's like, oh, Hasbro probably would have never done that. Super Mario and Luigi Transformers. Hasbro would have never done that. GoBot Transformers that are like really homages to the GoBots. Hasbro rarely wants to do that. What else? Like, I'm looking at some of the other third-party stuff. Erector. Hasbro really doesn't want to do that one. You know, so it's third parties never... I appreciate what they do. Great talented guys there. Former Hasbro engineers, some of them are working with third-party guys. I don't want to name names, but there's some guys that are there. And, you know, but at the same time, like, is it New Age? Okay, it's New Age Pizza Fighters. Man, those things are awesome. And they're called Pizza Fighters. That's even more awesome. Sometimes a name is even more awesome. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, as I am high, you'll be all like I want to see you know renegades. Okay. Why do I keep misspelling words? Maybe because you're high. I don't know. It's Saturday night. What's the worst Transformer name? Discharge, which is a limb from 6 Turbo. And it was a female character. Discharge, the fire truck. But she's cool. I like the character. Really good toy. 6 Turbo's an awesome combiner. Do you think the Jada Toys G.I. Joe diecast figure scale with the original G1 Transformers? I don't know. I didn't get those yet, but I want to get it because I want to get Baroness and Cobra Commander. Just so I could have like Baroness next to like Ravage and stuff. But I don't know. I do not know. I haven't seen those yet. Lube, that's another one. Hey man, Optimus Prime. It means he was the first and he was the best. But yeah. Any of the Headmaster names? Chrome Dome, Hardhead. What Earthrise mold do you think should be turned into Generation Select's Knockout? Nothing that's available to us now. Knockout needs to have like kind of his own thing. Like the closest that I would say would be like retool Studio Series Jazz. Like use that skeleton top to bottom. But even then, that's still not close enough in my opinion. Knockout needs his own mold. I wouldn't shortchange him like that and just make him be a repaint or a retool. Gut cruncher. Well, there was a Transformer named... actually, I probably couldn't say it on the podcast because it might get flagged by certain countries. But a Power Core Combiner that later got named, I think, Overrun. And they put a sticker over it. You could put it in the chat. Worst but best name. What else do we got here? Also, why does Megatron always get best toys? No, he doesn't. Not always. Not always. Not always. And Car Robots, well, mind you, that's Gigatron. That's kind of a different character, but I mean, Fire Convoy is super superior. And you can't say that the Galaxy Force Optimus Prime, aka, well, Galaxy Convoy, aka Optimus Prime from Cybertron, had a worse toy than the Megatron. But I will admit the Energon Optimus. Yeah, I think Master Megatron, Master Galvatron won that one out. Do you see Slipstream, Windblade, and Bulkhead getting War for Cybertron releases? Well, not War for Cybertron, but they'll definitely get something in the future. Windblade is definitely due for another toy soon. After Cyberverse, they're going to have to do something for a new product with her name on it. Bulkhead is the same thing. They have to do a new product, and Slipstream just had a new product. But yeah. Thank God they didn't name Unicron and Gestor. Well, good thing they didn't trademark that. Hey Proto, what figure do you think Hasbro dropped the ball on? I personally think the Monster Bots weren't too good. Oh no, there's way worse than that. There's, look, I mean, we could go all the way back again to stuff like the Titaniums line. Like, I don't know, a lot of those are pretty bad. What else did they drop the ball on? You know, there's certain things. Look at a lot of movie stuff that just didn't do well that they did, like the one push changers. Gravity bots were kind of cool. I like the gravity bots. You know, bumping battlers. Trust me, like that stuff is, you know, like the monster bots is like high test engineering compared to some of the other stuff that they made and then it didn't succeed. You know. Where are we at here? Hey, Protoman, do you think there should be a Beast Wars game? Well, there was a few of them, and they were pretty good. The very first one wasn't good. The PC/PlayStation 1 Beast Wars game by Hasbro Interactive was terrible. But then they did the Beast Wars fighting game, Beast Wars Metals, very good, also known as Transmetals. in America. They did the Beast Wars fighting game for the Game Boy Color in Japan, which was called Super Lifeform Transforming Beast Wars Fighting Action. It had a super long name, which is very good too. Very good fighting game. 2-player fighting game for the Game Boy Color. So those ones are good. We had a few good. And then there's a whole bunch of ROM hacks of Beast Wars stuff that's also really good, which one day I'll play on the podcast, or I'll play on the stream one day in the future. That's something I want to do in the future. I want to do like I'm playing something and we'll have the screen like somewhere on the side or whatever, and we'll like just be talking while I'm playing a game or something. I'd like to do that one time. That'd be cool. I meant the Titan Return Monster Bots, sorry. No, those aren't bad. I like those. You know, Repugnus and all of them. I think they were fine. I don't think really they dropped the ball on them. Like I said, there's way worse Transformer stuff than those guys. You know? Getting, Beast Machine's Night Scream out of the package and him breaking right away back in 1999, that's bad. For a leader class toy like his, which I think he was like an Ultra at the time or whatever. But that's bad. I wish they'd release the Japan PS game, but they never got the US release. Are you referring to the Call to the Future one? That one was really good, and it was in English. Oddly enough, I'm pretty sure they plan to release it at some point. Do you think there will be an Armada Cyclonus out of Spinister? No, I think they'll make a new mold. I think they'll do a new mold. Like, they're going to want to do something where they integrate the mini-cons. So, we're going to see more mini Transformers in the future. Protoman, given that Barricade has been in the G1 and Earthrise update treatment, given his popularity, do you think Knockout might also get a G1 version? I don't think Knockout will get a G1 version per se, but I'm pretty sure there'll be another version of him in the future. Much like how, Lugnut had a version in Clobber from Cyberverse, and, how we have, like, movie Bulkhead, but it's called Hound. So, did you manage to get your hands on the Centaurian weapon pack? No, I didn't, unfortunately. Unfortunately not, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried. I'm sure some fan will come around and will be selling it, and I'll get an opportunity. So I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, Call to the Future sounds right. Has Rodimus come back in time? Yep, that's it. That's the one with the cool spoilery ending. I love that. Again, go on YouTube, type TF video game panel, and it's on Vangelis's channel. I did a whole panel at TFCon about the history of Transformers and video games between 1984 and 2009, I want to say. Like that bubble, just before War for Cybertron came out. And I covered all the crazy stuff and all the rare stuff. And then Goober on his channel had stuff too. There's so many links I'd have to post, but a lot of cool stuff. Could we somehow get the Takara Selects Lio Convoy? Well, that'd be cool. Hey, Protoman, tell Ultra Primo that I love his videos. I don't know, is Ultra Primal here? You could tell him yourself. Where is he? Participants. No, I don't think he's here. 92 people in the chat right now. I don't know. Don't look like he's here. For a person who mentioned the PS2 Transformers Japan game, you can buy a PS2 flip top and replace the top. Yeah, to do swap discs. Yeah. That's the easiest way to do that. Or there's a lot of hacked PlayStation 2s online that you could buy now. Do you watch any other Transformer YouTubers? Not really. And it's I just want to say, no offense to them. They probably do great work. But I really don't. My day consists of wake up in the morning, check the news. All the different pod culture news and all the stuff that I like. If there's some kind of news that I talk about, I go to this baby right here and I record the news for you guys. If there is no news, I go to work. And when I go to work at lunchtime, I check the news. If there's any news, I go to another microphone that I keep at work so I can record something. That's why sometimes the audio quality is different. If not, I go home And then I check the news. And if there's some news, then I go back to this baby right here. Otherwise, I'm just, enjoying my life, reading comics, being creative. I love doing creative stuff, video games, and just educating myself on it. To me, there's, and again, this is just me personally. Everyone has different mileage. To me, there's nothing really that a lot of that kind of YouTube stuff I could gain in terms of Transformer knowledge or learning something new. I'm more focused on learning the new stuff than watching a YouTuber that would talk about the old stuff. And especially when you kind of don't need to watch a toy reviewer, about product. I don't know. I think what they do is just fine. And a lot of them I know personally, and they're very good people. They're very cool dudes, but not my thing. Not my thing personally. Every Saturday, we watch your live stream until the live stream is over. Well, thank you. The live stream is pretty much, just hanging out, talking. If you guys want to, donate and join, hit that join button, help out the podcast. I really want to get a new webcam. I wanted to buy a new webcam, and then I saw those webcam prices right now because of the Zoom boom, and I was like, oh, man. So, but, I'm going to get a new webcam. We're going to get new setup, better lighting, so we don't have this terrible yellow lighting on my face. Get better lighting. We're going to have a better quality for the video here. Like right now we have the chat and everything and all the stuff around us. But I want to have a second window so Jaws D or any of the guests that we have could be there too. So that's computer power to do that, because if I have a second window, everything's going to go to hell. So we're all working on it. Protoman, do you have any inkling on when True would carry any pre-orders for Thrust and Runabout? Well, that's True. I don't know about that, but Runabout will probably show up at some point. That's really how Toys R Us wants to do their distribution. They're kind of bad with that, unfortunately. Their online isn't really good. You got to really go every day. Hey, Protoman, would you like to see Wheelie in Kingdom? He wouldn't really fit in. I would, I'd like to see a lot of Beast Wars characters in Kingdom before I'd like to see Wheelie. And no offense to Wheelie, but, different story. Get a Canon. It also doubles as a picture-taking camera. That's what a lot of people tell me. They tell me, to get a good, it was a DLRM or whatever. Ego Raptor told me something like that. I was talking with him, and he was like, yeah, just get something like that, plug it in, and it doubles as a good photography camera. The only thing that sucks with that is because then I wouldn't be able to do what do you call it? I wouldn't be able to do wireless going around the room. That's the only, because I'd have to be plugged in. The one cool thing with this is I could pick this up and go around the room. So I want to also kind of get something wireless, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to get. But at the same time, I'm saving up the money for it. So I want to just throw a chunk of money and get it all done in one shot. I don't want to get a brand new, really good webcam that has really good frame rate and quality, and then I find out my computer's not strong enough to deal with the 60 frames per second. So, right now, I'm using an iPad camera that's separate from my actual computer. So the iPad takes all of the weight of the, I guess we could call it the projecting of the image, and all the RAM space and stuff, where if I had it on the actual computer here, that's why I always have to look like this when I'm reading the questions, I think it would slow everything down. So I gotta upgrade this computer. It's a whole job. I'll get to it one day, guys. Don't worry. I want to upgrade everything so we look slick. Hey, Protoman, you can already buy secondhand, but it's only about $90 on eBay. Yeah, not gonna happen. Not going to happen. I'm trying to buy a webcam and I'm going to buy a $90 scalped figure. Not going to happen. Mysterio. See, all that stuff I already know, though. That's the problem. And again, it's no offense to the other YouTubers, but it's nothing that I don't already know. So And it's probably a lot of stuff that I probably wrote and reported on to begin with, you know? So it's, I don't want to watch a video that's just, oh, you mean when I wrote and reported about that all those years ago? Or when I edited a chunk of the wiki before the reformatting of it? You can route the image through your iPad too from your Canon. Again, I'm gonna figure all that stuff out. Again, obviously that camera would cost me a lot of money, but then I got to upgrade the computer. So it's a whole process. Oh, I'm using an iPad. I think the iPad's better than my phone. My phone would not be good for a webcam. So the iPad is way better for that. I like this. Well, you're a mechanic, just overcharge and sell some sucker. I'm not in control of what we charge, and despite what people say, mechanics are not thieves. Only maybe private mechanics. You know, maybe they'll take advantage of people, but I work for a dealership, so we don't do that. We have standards. Do you have any mecha anime recommendations before starting Evangelion? Do you have patience for 80s animation and or 80s music and or 80s anime in general? I will ask you that first. Because there's a lot of good stuff from the 80s. You know, like just watch Dragonar. You know, Dragonar is an Obari staple of mecha. Hey, Proto. Have you troop build any Transformers such as Sharkticons, Viacons, or Alicons? No, not intentionally. There was troop builders from BotCon every year, so I got those unintentionally. I don't know. I don't think so. No, I don't think I've ever done that. You know, like if I have two of a figure, it's because there's a reason for it. Unless it's Hot Rod, then I'm troop building Hot Rod for no reason. But no, I think the only time ever in my life I ever bought multiple of something to troop build was the toy line Botsmaster, the 3As, which are like the generic bad guys. I have like 3 of those in the display, but that's only because the line is so cheap and small, and I just wanted to fill out my display of it. I just sent you the F1 Hot Rod pic. Let me take a look. I guess you sent it. Well, I don't know where you sent it through, though. Oh, okay, you sent it through there. Where is it? Oh, I don't know. I guess maybe you sent it elsewhere. I don't know. I'll look at it afterwards. I don't want to mess too much with the computer. It might screw with the stream. I've always had a feeling that Black Jaguar was an Able exclusive figure using the Cheetah mold. Yeah, always was, always will be. Black Panther, by the way, not Black Jaguar. Hey, Protoman, should I buy Kingdom Cheetor? Well, do you like Cheetor? Do you already own the Masterpiece? Do you want to own a different interpretation of Cheetor? Do you have any other Cheetor toys before that? Do you like the character of Cheetor? Do you like that Cheetor's thinner and not so accurate? So many questions that everyone has a personal answer for. Do you get free figures for convention figures you worked on, or do you still have to pay? You get them for free. You get them for free. The rule is with Hasbro or with Fun Publication, anything that you work on, you get either 1, 2, or 3 of. In some cases, you get 3 of them. So I worked on some bios for Hasbro stuff, and they sent me 3 of the item. And then when you go to Protoman's Parts Party, and you go, why is he selling carded moon racers? And that's it. That's like the only new figure in my room that's like carded. There's your answer. Most of the stuff at my Parts Party is always loose figures, so if you see something carded, maybe I worked on it. So that's usually the case. I want to start my own YouTube channel. My first video will probably be friends filming me unboxing HasLab Unicron or a collection room tour. Well, you know what I always say, like the easiest way to be successful in YouTube is you don't need charisma. You don't need charisma. You don't need to be funny. You don't need to be funny. You don't need to be good looking. You don't even need to know what you're talking about. You know what you need? You need the toys before everyone else. Or do it right away. That's the only way. That's the only way. That's what I've told people for years. And it's the secret. Some of the best YouTube reviewers have knowledge, have, you know, abilities, they have all that. But also some of the most subscribed Transformer reviewers, they don't know what they're talking about. They're not charismatic. They don't have knowledge. But they get the toys before everyone else. And that's all that matters. So if you want to have a successful YouTube channel, you need one thing. You need to get the toys before everyone else. That's it. If something's old, don't touch it. Don't even review it. You're wasting your time. That's how you do it, man. Wasn't you saying weren't you saying you keep one? No, I always keep one. Of course. Like if I worked on something and they send me 3, of course I'm going to keep one because then I don't have to buy it. Trying to look at some of the ones that. Which ones did I don't think I've ever kept everything. Like I always keep one for myself, but I don't think I've ever like kept multiple. I think the only thing that I've ever kept multiple of and never sold was when I worked on one of the BotCon comics. I think I kept all of those. Those I never got or I didn't want to sell because I don't know. Those were like special because that was like one of my first ever like official Hasbro gigs. So I kept all of those. Oh, you sent it on Instagram. Okay, so I'll check Instagram. Actually, I'll check on my phone right now. But yeah. But like I said, you know, when it comes to YouTube reviews, bros, you know, my bros and girls, you just got to be first. That's the thing. It's this game of chasing the reviews first because people will watch stuff because it's first, not because it's a good review. Here we go. Request. I guess I could show it to you guys on the screen too. What if Hasbro did a crossover of James Bond using the Earthrise Prowl? Yeah, I can see that. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to pull up the accept primary. So many people are sending me a view photo. Oh, geez. I hope I could show it where it doesn't turn. There we go. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. There we go. That is the Formula One hot rod, according to wherever his name is. I'm sorry. Distracon. Although I think his name is different on this. But yeah. That's on my Insta. If anyone wants to follow my Instagram, where I just pretty much post toys. Lots of toys. Protoman Gaming. Oh, come on. Come on, phone. You could do it. No, it won't be. Anyways, there we go. It's coming through. Protoman Gaming. And I just... some people liked my photos. Just a whole bunch of stuff. I post random stuff on there, not just Transformers. Comic books, toy lines, all kinds of stuff like that. What is your favorite Rodimus toy right now? Third party, DX9 carry, non-third party. At the moment, until we get Studio Series, Henkei Rodimus. Were you ever going to get the rest of the Target? Do you think we'll ever get the rest of the Target Masters? I think we will. It's just a matter if they could get those trademarks. Like, they don't have Sure Shot as a trademark. They don't have Point Blank as a trademark. You know? So it's something where they have to get those trademarks. They have Crosshairs as a trademark. And that's why we keep seeing that name, even in the movie. Is it cool if I send you a concept pic every now and then? Sure. Cool, man. If you want to send stuff, I'll take a look at it. If I don't reply right away, it's because I'm busy. Because I actually... Here's a spoiler for everyone. Despite how busy I am, despite, you know, like the crazy thing that people see, like, oh, I have a lot of subscribers on YouTube and Facebook and everything and Twitter, I don't use social media on my phone at all. No Facebook, no Twitter. I just have Instagram because that's the only way you could pretty much post images. You have to have the app. I have Pokemon. Oh, yeah. I have Pokemon on my phone. I have Manga Reader. I have the Transformer app, but I don't have Twitter on my phone. I don't have Facebook on my phone. When I get away from the computer, I get away from the internet. I just enjoy life. And when I come home in front of the computer, then I'm with you guys. You know? That's why sometimes if someone sends me a message and I don't respond for like 8 hours, it's because I'm out. It's the same thing. Like when I go to TFCon, it's practically radio silent, my social media, until I get to a computer maybe in the evening, and then I'll send out a couple images or something, or go like, hey guys, we're doing a parts party. Hey Protoman, right now, is it a hard time to be a kid collector? I have picked certain figures to get from Hasbro, putting in new figs before I could get enough money to buy them. Let me tell you something, Backstreet Boy, or Backyard Boy. I call him Backstreet Boy. Backyard Boy. Let me tell you something, okay? During Beast Wars, when it came out, I was in high school. It was grade 8 for me. Didn't have a job, limited income, just wheeling and dealing. I would get maybe the odd deluxe figure once a month, saving up allowance. Just, you got to hold out. You got to hold out. You got to figure out ways to make income on the side, and then you'll be able to get more figures. It's not easy when you're young. Trust me. And especially me, collecting Beast Wars and then discovering, oh my God, eBay, I could buy old G1 Transformers, and this was 1999, 2000. It was crazy for me. I had no money, but I bought and sold. I'd go to flea markets and find stuff, and the early days of eBay, I tried to make money as much as I could. So just you gotta figure out ways to make income on the side legally. That's probably the best way to do it as a kid, and it'll teach you how to manage money properly. It'll make you value money better as a person. I think that's the case with me. I'm the only person out of all my friends that owns a house. Maybe because I'm good with money. I don't know. Hey Proto, Victor is my other account and Victoria is the account of my brother's phone and change. Okay, so that's why the names are different. Okay, cool. Thank you, man. Since you're a Mega Man guy, I think you'll like my version of Ramjet. Well, anything Mega Man is awesome. Can you give us a brief history on the Cyclonus character? Sorry, one sec. My thing just went crazy like that. On Farrick. Well, that was just... There was a toy catalog that was used to send to distributors, and there was a white Cyclonus. And Farrick was the name of a character in the comics. That was just a character that died, but he was actually a sweep, I believe. That's it in a nutshell. And it's just Bakon going hey, we need to create a character with the Cyclonus mold, which they should have done, like Metal Hawk. But... that's just my suggestion, because I love Metal Hawk. I run a YouTube channel too, and thank you for the advice on getting toys before everyone else. Well, as long as you get them legally, that's the way to do it. It's very tough. It's very tough in the review world, I would imagine, to get recognized and stuff. I remember selling stuff on eBay so I could make money to go to BotCon. Exactly, Ninjatron. That's the way you got to do it, man. You got to grind. You got to grind. What are your thoughts on the 90s Mega Man show? Love that it's the Beast Wars Ocean Group cast. So you got Ian Corlett's Cheetor as Mega Man. You got Scott McNeil's Rat Trap as Protoman. You got, what's his name, who is Inferno, who is Dr. Light. I forget his name. Oh my God. I sat next to him for 3 hours. I forget his name. Super nice guy too. Anyways, he's Dr. Light. You have Gary Chalk, a.k.a. Optimus Primal, as Gutsman. So I appreciate the voice act. It's a wacky 90s cartoon from Ruby Spears. Ruby Spears, all of the cartoons they made, the Street Fighter one, the Darkstalkers one, the Mega Man one, they are what they are. You can't take them seriously, but they're fun. I think the Mega Man one's the best one out of the bunch. It seems to be I don't want to say the most game accurate, but the most that works for the storytelling medium that is episodic 90s kids cartoons, where Street Fighter and Darkstalkers really don't work for that. And if you want those, Jim Barnes, thank you. And if you don't want that, then you have a really good Darkstalkers anime TV series and a good Street Fighter anime TV series and movies and OVAs that you could watch instead of those. Where Mega Man, you don't really have a lot of options when it comes to OG Mega Man, because you have like the Starlight series, which was like the 3 OVAs of OG Mega Man, which is pretty good, but still kind of aimed at kids and stuff, and they were more educational stuff. And then you have all the stuff that's not OG Mega Man, like the EXE series, which was known as Battle Network and Star Force and all that kind of stuff, which is Ryuze no Rockman. But yeah. And we got that one OVA of the X series, which was the PSP exclusive, and then, people dumped it online to watch, which was really good too. But it is what it is. I went to BotCon in 2001. I spent over $1,000 buying toys. Remember Rugby Starbase? Rugby Starbase was literally... it's a tie. Rugby Starbase was probably one of the first times I bought something online. It's that, Action Ace, which doesn't exist anymore, was an online website, and eBay. eBay I bought in 2000, I want to say. Chrome Dome Junior Chrome Dome, which is a different Chrome Dome. It was like a mini version of G1. I wanted to own that because I love Chrome Dome. On Action Ace, I bought a model kit of Protoman based off of Rockman 8. So that was my first ever Japanese Protoman figure before I have a sea of Protoman toys today. And from Starbase Rugby, Rugby Starbase, I got Point Blank, the Target Master complete, because I was looking at the time. She had like an image, like her price list were images, and I remember on her list I was like, what's the cheapest thing that's complete that I could buy? Because back then it was like, G1 mini bots of Bumblebee were like $50 because, oh my god, it's G1 Bumblebee, super hot. But like Target Masters, Headmasters, no one cared about those back then complete, because everyone wanted Devastator and Prowl and Grimlock and stuff. They wanted the popular characters. Now today, it's the later stuff that everyone wants. All the stuff that isn't like reissued 100 times. Do you know all the names of G1 Quintesson characters, including the ones with the one with the white face? Do you mean like the different, Pestilence, Hate, you're talking about like the different faces of the characters, or the different versions of Quintessons that have names? Like the Dweller in the Deep and the Quintesson with the damaged face and stuff. I spent $20K on eBay from 20 to 2020. Oh, jeez. I know, I probably spent I want to say probably during the movie, like the 2007 movie hype, I probably spent, I don't even want to think about it. A lot, though. A lot. For sure. What's your opinion of the Omni Production dub? They're a joke. Rodimus Prime, Wheelie, we got to get the power pack. Sparkle, what are we going to do about Sparkle? Soundwave has been killed, and now he's reborn as new Soundwave and Rodimus Prime. It's like, what was the famous scene? Episode 11, Cybertron is destroyed, and it's like, you have Cup going, I want to come with you too, Commander, because they're all leaving Cybertron. And then Blur's like, me too, Commander. And then RC is like, I want to come with you too, Commander. It's like, no, RC, you are a woman. Who will take care of Daniel and Wheelie? We'll do this trip alone. And it's like, oh, God. It's terrible. If you've ever watched a bad karate dub of something, chances are it was Omni Productions with their 2 voice actors doing every voice. Chrome Dome, haven't you heard of ninjas? Ninja Consultant, 6-shot. I'm here to kill you. City Commander Ultra Magnus. That's all it is, like 3 guys. I'm probably doing like a perfect impersonation of it too. Well, the Star TV dub is the Omni Productions dub. That's what they're referring to. There's different names for it because it was the Malaysian dub, some people call it, because it aired in Malaysia. Star TV is what us old school fans call it. Anastasia, like we called it that for years, the Star TV dubs. But yeah, now it's referred to Omni Productions because that's the name of the company. What a terrible... They were so bad. I think the crazy thing is I find that the Headmaster's version of it is probably the least offensive. It's when you get to Master Force that it's just batshit terrible. Where it's like, what's your name? My name is Nightbeat. Minerva was named Nightbeat. What is your name, sir? My name is Optimus Prime. But what you're like a human. Yeah, my name is Optimus Prime. I'm American. From America. It's like, okay. Terrible dubs. I'll go with Ginrai. A little more believable, although not a very American name, but more like a Japanese American, but either way. Fortress Maximus unable to enlarge because he was using up all his energy to operate on Spock. Fortress Maximus has come himself. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, I've heard it as the Singapore dubs. There's so many different names. Malaysian dubs. They have so many different names, but they're all terrible. And you know what's hilarious? Like, the only way you could get those in high quality now is you got to get... And I own it. I actually went out of my way to buy... So you have the Shout Factory Takara DVD box set of Headmasters, Master Force, Victory, and Zone. And then you have the Metrodome ones, which I think they were the UK. And I went out of my way to buy those so I could actually have extremely high quality versions of that dub. Because I'm crazy. Because the old copies of those were like copies of real player video files back in the day. This is Unicron. The Earth will soon be a part of me. And it was actually Galvatron with the fat body. Oh God, it was so bad. So and amazingly, I watched all of those because I wanted to see how funny it was every time. Like Shihoki, the main piece of Raiden is called Grimlock, which is like, sure, okay. You know, sure. So many bad stuff. So much bad stuff. What Cyberverse figure do you recommend that is not a deluxe? Ooh, well, until they do a good Windblade, I picked up this one really cheap. That's Canadian, so that's about, I'd say $5 American. This is probably the best Windblade from Cyberverse you'll ever have. So the Warrior class, until they ever do, if they do a deluxe, they'll do a deluxe. I feel they should do a deluxe. Pretty ridiculous if they don't do a deluxe. Windblade is good. The only, well, again here, closest that we'll ever have to a clobber. So that's another one. Actually, you know what's really good too? The Ultra Scale Thunder Howl is more show accurate than the deluxe one. So maybe get that one. That one's pretty cool too. Hey, Proto, are you excited for any new figures coming soon? Oh man, are you kidding me? Of course. I want to get my hand on all of those fossilizers. The Rat Trap looks really cool, even though we had a bunch of really good Rat Traps throughout the years. I'm very curious about some of the other stuff. Like, again, how much different is that Optimus Primal in hand compared to the Masterpiece? I really want to get my hands on that. Same thing with the Megatron. I really want to get my hands on those guys and check those out. So, we'll see. We shall see. I heard that the Clobber is a good figure. Well, it's a good figure, but at the same time, it also is a Cyberverse figure. So, enjoy just empty space, unfortunately. A lot of empty space. But it is what it is, like I always say. Worst movie ever. Are we talking Transformers or are we talking of all movies? Because that's not fair. There's a lot of really bad movies. Of the Transformer movies, probably it's a tie between Revenge of the Fallen and Age of Extinction. Age of Extinction was quite a slog. I think Revenge of the Fallen, I kind of let it go now in retrospective because there was more cool stuff in it. Where Age of Extinction promised me Dinobots, and I got Dinobots in like the last 15 minutes of the movie. And then it's like, and now you are free to go all over China and wreck it. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. But if you don't join me, you die. Really, Peter? That was your line? Okay. So, I don't know. Worst Transformer character. Night Scream. I always fall on Night Scream. I'm pretty sure there is a worse character, but I'll just go to Night Scream. Crappy design, crappy toys, crappy voice actor. Weird hair. Maybe I'm jealous. No, I don't like that hair. Anyone who saw how my hair was back in the day when I had hair, I would never do it like that. That weird, that's weird on a Transformer. Hey Proto, my brother is using my phone because he isn't using his phone control. Okay, cool. Cool, retro boy. Yeah, that no good Cyberverse gets some good characters. What's your favorite Transformer gimmick besides transforming? You know what's one of my favorites, and it was never used ever again? I loved, and no one talks about this, Armada Optimus Prime it's in truck mode, you transform it to robot mode, and then it sends a radio signal to the trailer to automatically transform into base mode. That's freaking cool. And then taking the robot mode, transforming into combiner torso mode, and then the base transforming into the lower half of the combiner mode. It has never been done since, and I think that is so cool. Like, that involves so much engineering and planning and technique. Totally underrated, and that's something that people don't realize that's so cool about that Armada Optimus Prime toy. Like, they just kind of look at the surface level of it. But yeah, I really like that a lot. But outside of that, like, I like Headmasters. I think Headmasters are really cool. I love Pretender shells. You know, those are a cool gimmick. Jump starters, like mentioned before, auto transforming stuff when it isn't too, intrusive is fun, but sometimes it really is, flip transformers, it's not intrusive. So that's kind of cool in general. Hey Proto, how do you like the 86 Studio Series 80? How would you like a Studio Series 86 Devastator? Ooh, I don't think we'll see that yet. I could see it happening in 2 years. Let's distance ourselves from the trademark of the movie Devastator Studio Series, and then we'll see that. Where are we at here? Where are we at? Yes, my name is a different type of Quintessons. Yeah, different types of Quintessons, including the faceplate at the episode. Yeah. Well, that's the Dweller of the Depth Quintesson with his damaged face. Some of them were never named, but had really cool figures from, I think it was Impossible Toys did them. I think it was Impossible Toys that did all those Quintessons back in the day. And now they're worth big money. Losing my voice. Been talking all day. Love how you're using your Clobber instead of Armada Optimus. I know, eh? It's like I'm using Clobber to go, okay, how would you do like Armada Optimus Prime's combiner, combiner torso mode? It kind of works because they're both blocky, I guess. Which Transformers live action movie would you see next after which Transformers live action movie do you want to see next after 2022? Well, I want to see Beast Wars movie. I want to see how they do that. And I think that would, and not only that, marketing wise, it would make sense because kids who grew up on Beast Wars are now that audience. So you could target them. When the 2007 movie came out, you had guys who grew up on G1 like me that were in our 20s. So we were the perfect demographic to spend money. Now it's the Beast Wars kids and the Unicron trilogy kids, so go up to bat for them. It makes sense. It's not just a personal opinion of my love of Beast Wars. It just makes sense. It really does. Hey Proto, what do you think of the Transformers Cloud Hot Rod? I think it's really cool. but it's also a very confusing kind of toy. I'd love to get a second one because I only got one. And I left it mint in box, and I kind of like opened it a little bit just to look at it, and I put it back. I want to get a second one loose one day. I would just love to get a second one loose because I want to, because he's a triple changer, I kind of want to have like one in the different alt modes and stuff. But he's very pricey in the secondary market, so I kind of, you know. Most overdone Transformer design, G1 Optimus Prime, man. Chest, like, you know, 2 windows, grilled stomach. You know, like, you look at Energon Optimus Prime, 2 windows, stomach. You look at what Megatron was doing, wasn't like Megatron. You look at Galaxy Force Cybertron Optimus Prime, 2 windows, grill, stomach. You look at how Megatron looked, which you can see right now, not like that. G1 Prime, just they got to get out of that rut. They got to do something different this time around. We can't keep throwing back to that. Do something different. Armada Prime, I liked it because it was the grill, this, and the, you know, different. Do something different. Be different. That way, when you look at that Prime, it's unique. Like, that's G1 Prime because he has that specific silhouette and look. But when you look at, like, you know, no offense to Cyberverse, but you look at Cyberverse Optimus Prime, it's a G1 Prime. Do something different. Where are we at here? Is Creo Transformers going to have a comeback? Well, you know what's funny with Creo? They still put out new product. Universal Studios last year, was it? Released a new 4-pack for the Universal Studios ride with the KSI agent Creo, which was the exclusive. So they're still doing stuff with Oxford in Korea. They're just doing it on a very limited capacity. Where are we at here? Sorry. Do you think we'll get a new Joyride if they get the trademark? There's your answer. They don't have Joyride as a trademark. At this point, do you think Takara is struggling... Oops, sorry, everything's moving. Is struggling to license MP Jazz and Mirage because they would have to pay the trademark. They'd have to pay the license. Look, MP Jazz. They did everything... Not MP Jazz. Studio Series 86 Jazz. They did everything they could so that it's not 100% like a Porsche, and because in the cartoon he wasn't 100% a Porsche either, so they were able to get away with it and not have to pay Porsche because you don't want to do that. Same thing with Formula Ones. Ligier is going to come bug them, you know, for Mirage. Do you collect Star Wars Transformer crossovers? I have almost everything from the Transformer Star Wars crossovers. That line falls apart though. Let me tell you. Don't mess with your Grievous. Don't mess with your X-Wing. Don't mess with your the Darth Vader. The paint is gonna leak off of the swords. Who else is breakable? The Millennium Falcon and Han Solo combiner. Chewie has GPS all over him. What a messy line. What a messy line. Let me tell you. Let's see. Do you think about Car Robots toy line? I remember Optimus is so cool in his toy version. Oh, it was when that toy came out, it was considered one of the best Optimus Prime toys ever made. Best Beast Machines toy. You can't say pick Supreme Cheetor. I wouldn't pick Supreme Cheetor. It'd probably be a Viacon. I really like Mirage. That like regular scale scout class kind of Mirage. He was really cool. But give me a sec. Let me go take a look at them. Let me see. Who's really good? Actually, you know, but see, I don't know if I could count that as a Beast Machines toy because it was also a Beast Wars Neo toy. There's Arcanus, who was that Dinobot Beast Machines toy that was really good. That's a really good one, but it was also a Beast Wars Neo toy, so I don't think that really counts. Savage Noble was unique. I liked him. You know. And then, of course, you know, Primal Prime, but that's a Beast Wars toy. There's a lot of really good ones. Most of them are not the Maximal ones, though, unfortunately. It's mostly Viacons. You know, like Motorcycle Drone Thrust, really good. Jetstorm, another good mold. A fun one that they repainted like 1,000,000 times afterwards. Was you... think a Star Wars Transformers crossover would be better if there were Transformer characters as Star Wars vehicles? No, the problem is because the guys who developed that toy line were not Takara and Takara Tomi's regulars. It was all stuff from the Star Wars internal development team, and they didn't really know how to make one thing into another. They had a very difficult time. That's why the QC is weird. Like they're not used to the idea, like they're used to making an action figure. They're not used to making something that converts and then thinking about, well, this has to have tolerance on this joint here. So a lot of the figures had a lot of problems, and they really didn't figure it out until the line was done. Like the Yoda is good, the Commander Cody is good. The mini ones, they did little mini ones of the Jedi fighters. Those are good. But that was like the end of the line. And by the end of the line, then they're like, okay, I think we figured it out now. But it took them like 3 years. So I remember Aaron, we talked about it on the podcast once, and how it was a completely different crew of designers. And that's why it wasn't very good. It was not very good at all. I have a 100% complete, no GPS damaged Millennium Falcon, an extra one to sell, and like I bring it to conventions and people are like, is this a good toy? And I go like, no, but you're trying to sell it. I'm like, I know, I'm just going to be honest, it's not a good toy. If you want it, you could buy it $15, but it's not a good toy. Which Transformer character you wish if in Bayformers before Michael Bay leaves 2017? I don't know. I like what the Bumblebee movie was doing aesthetically in terms of how the movie stuff should have looked. The Bayverse, it is what it was. Like I wasn't a fan of how Hot Rod was. I really was like it. They could have called Hot Rod in that movie Cliff Jumper. They could have called him Cliff Jumper, and people would believe it. Okay, it's a French Cliff Jumper. It's Bumblebee's brother. They fought in World War II. It's Cliff Jumper. Sure. Okay. Like even his face. Like, hold on, let me grab. I don't have it nearby here, but when you're talking like the World War II one, even like his face, if you look at it, it's not a Hot Rod design. It doesn't invoke Hot Rod to me, And granted, yes, the designs are allowed to be different. It's the movie verse and stuff, but I don't know. It didn't do it for me too much. I understand why the movies exist and the money they make, but wasn't my thing. Wasn't my thing. Another person asked the same thing. Who do you think a crossover would be for Kingdom? I don't know. I would like to see the Beast Wars combiners. Tripredacus, Magnaboss. More so Tripredacus would make sense. Hey, Protoman, I know this isn't TF related, but have you seen Community? And so far, what do you think about it? I've never seen Community, actually. A lot of people tell me to watch it. That and The Office. I've never watched either of those. I'm not a big movie or TV person. Like, I have so much limited time in my life that I would love to sit down. Like a show that I really actively want to go out and watch is Curb Your Enthusiasm, because I love Seinfeld. And I just never had the time to sit down and just watch it all, because I don't have time to sit down and like plow through episodes and episodes of stuff. Like, think about it. The podcast is daily, right? So I do that every single day. That requires time. Then I just interact with the fandom, with the Patreon people, and read the news, and I'm there for those guys. So that's talking with them and everybody. There's work. So work eats up, 8 hours of actual work, about an hour if you're counting traveling to and from. There's actually eating involved, coming home and making supper, so it's, I don't have a lot of time. So I wish I did. And when I do have time, I dedicate it more to like playing video games, like going like, okay, I'm going to put like 3 hours into Assassin's Creed that I never got to play, but everyone's telling me how great it is, 10 years after the fact. So like that's kind of like I put more time into video games than I do for like TV and stuff. I really like when I watch my shows, I block it. Like, oh, everyone's like, oh, you should watch The Mandalorian. I watch 2 episodes and I go, hey, that's cool. I'll watch it when like it's all done, maybe 10 years from now or something. Anime, I kind of put aside time for that. Certain animes that I really like, I do put aside. But it's a lot easier when one episode comes out like every 2 weeks, so I could put 21 minutes aside to watch that latest Attack on Titan episode or that latest JoJo episode or something, or Dragon Ball Super. So it's a little different in that case. I'll never watch One Piece. I don't think I have the time. I'd have to give up my half of my life's existence to watch One Piece. Hey, Proto, I'm getting Gigawatt and RC. I know it sucks. I'm getting Airwave to pay my mom back for it because the big V. Yeah, good. You're using the big V as your slogan. Because we want to get it in time for. We want to get it into the States in time for Christmas. You know what? Again, look. When I was a kid, man, I didn't have the money to buy Optimal Optimus, or Rampage, or Magnaboss, or Tripredacus. I didn't have the money to buy a PlayStation to get the Beast Wars game initially. That's all stuff I got later. So you'll miss it now, bro, but I guarantee later on in life you'll get the opportunities to buy it. When you're going to get your first job and your first paycheck, but you're still living at home so you don't have to pay bills, trust me, brother, you're going to go to town on all the stuff that you missed out on. You will. Do you watch G.I. Joe Real American Heroes original series? Yes, I did. I watched all of it back in the day. When I was in high school, when I was in college, I had all the time in the world. All the time in the world. And I loved G.I. Joe Real American Hero as a series. I actually have, right here, shout out to David Cabal for hooking me up, the Baroness, the Target exclusive one. I love this figure. So beautiful. I love G.I. Joe Real American Hero. I honestly, and this is a controversial statement, I honestly feel the G.I. Joe Real American Hero TV series is better written than the G1 TV series. I know that's like, what? I just feel it was like if you watch them both side by side, G.I. Joe Real American Hero was like written for a slightly older audience, and I really appreciate that. That was Ron Freeman, that was Flint Dilley, that was Larry Hama, like really good writers and good stuff too. Really good stuff. That's not to say G1 doesn't suck. Like G1 is still good. G1 is good. But G.I. Joe had a really good cartoon back then. Do you like Masters of the Universe? I like parts of it. The problem with He-Man is, as a kid, and this is even when I was a kid, I didn't think He-Man was cool even as a kid. I liked Faker, the character, like the toy. I went to a friend's house. He had a whole bunch of He-Man toys, and he had Faker. And Faker, what was cool about him was it was a blue He-Man, but when you took off the armor, it had like the gears and stuff under. And I liked the idea that he was a robot and it was a blue robot. And then in the cartoon, Faker wasn't blue or a robot, really. And I was like, I don't know. I never was a big He-Man guy. I like the new He-Man cartoon that they made, the 2K3 series or 2K1. Like, that one was pretty good. That one was much better. I think it's maybe because Filmation didn't do it for me. As even as a kid, when you're watching and going like, how come they use the same animation every episode over and over, and this is supposed to be considered a new cartoon, while I watch, and hindsight's 2020. I didn't understand animation back then, but and then you watch like Disney from like the 40s, and it was so beautiful. So I didn't really understand back then, Filmation was doing everything in-house and they were trying to keep animation in America. But back then I always thought it was kind of goofy. In the same way that I would watch, the real Ghostbusters, and then I'd watch Ghostbusters by Filmation, which are two different Ghostbusters, and see the different in animation there, even though they existed side by side as new creations. Have you read Flint Dilley's book that came out this summer? I have a copy of it right here. And it's awesome. Very good book. Flint is an awesome dude. There's an interview. I did an interview with Flint Dilley in 2001, and it was an amazing interview because he opened up the floodgates on all kinds of stuff about the Transformers 86 movie that I didn't know about, because I asked those kind of weird questions that no one ever asks, who these characters were really based on and stuff. Can you show us Burger King Cybertron Optimus Prime? I know it's a bit of a weird question. Sure. Sure thing. So, fun fact, I used to work at Burger King back in the day. And I worked at Burger King when these came out. And, I don't have it here. I have all the posters and all the display stuff and everything of these guys. This is a pretty good figure. The only thing that sucks about it is it has no articulation. And here's the saddest part. This was one of the last Transformer toys that were fast food based that actually fully transformed. That's the sad thing. A lot of the new Transformer toys today, like to give you an example here, let me pull this one up. So this is from McDonald's, and this is from Cyberverse. This is like the Energon armor stuff. It might as well be like the rest of Cyberverse toys. Hollow, doesn't transform. Has articulation, though. Has a little spinny thing here, but, you know, that's about it. And that's how Transformer toys, unfortunately, today are with these ones, at least, you know. He had a little lever in the back. And this was probably one of the best ones of the Burger King ones of the bunch. Of the Cybertron ones. But pretty cool. I dig it. And again, I worked with them at the time. So if you actually Google it, if you Google Protoman Burger King Cybertron, you'll see I was the one who broke the news on them because I was working at Burger King and they bring in the new toys a month in advance, like the cases of it, and we find out right there in that moment. And I was like, we're getting Transformer toys? They're like, yeah. I'm like, could I please open up a set and take pictures of them? And my boss was like, sure, okay. And my boss didn't know I was a toy collector. And so the next day at work, I brought in a digital camera. This was before cell phones had cameras. And I went, no joke, the photos that were on the internet I went into the bathroom of Burger King because it was like nice white light and they have the porcelain of a toilet top. And I put the figures and I took a photo and I posted it to TFW 2005. And that's how the world learned of the Burger King Transformer Cybertron toys. And this exact one here, red alert, is from the actual display inside the store. I actually took that one from the display because, you know, by the time he was week 4, so by the time we got to week 4, we were already done. So I just took the one out of the display. And still to this very day, I have hundreds of these mint in package, hundreds of them, because you know what Burger King used to do when a series of toys ended. They threw them out. Oh, Cat in the Hat, which was a movie that came out around that time. Cat in the Hat didn't sell well. Throw out the toys. Shouldn't you donate them? Can't donate them. What if a kid chokes on the toys? We could get sued. Throw them out. So I turned to my buddy who worked at Burger King. We would carpool back home sometimes. I told him, park next to the garbage dump. We're taking the cases. And so I took tons of cases of these guys. Tons of cases of these dudes. And the Megatron I have the most of. Here, let me show you the Megatron. So here's the Megatron. It's not that very pretty looking. Just transforms like that. The Megatron, I probably, no joke, have a case of 200 of these. They were going to go in the trash. And what I would do is at shows, at conventions and stuff, you can even see like it's yellowing. Like, look at this. Like this plastic is different than this plastic and it's starting to yellow. I would do conventions, and when there's kids that would come by my table, I'd give them a free one of these. I'd just be like, here, have a free Megatron. And some of the kids would look at it and go like, they didn't even want it. But yeah. Oh, that's kind of, yeah, like that. There we go. But yeah, I love those toys. They were cool. Sorry for I went a little bit on a rant there, but good memories. I loved working at Burger King. There was a lot of cool toy promotions. There was Star Wars Episode 3. We had the Simpsons movie. Good times. It was fun. Food was terrible, but it was fun. Hey, Proto, I said my mom is going to buy Airwave and the others are Christmas gifts. I'm also 11. Awesome, brother. When I was 11, man, what was that? What was out? G2 was out, and I had bought G2 Inferno at the time when I was 11. And Power Rangers was really popular around that time, too. And X-Men cartoons. And Street Fighter in the arcades, which are also a dying thing. Could you do a giveaway? I already did it. I did the giveaway. The winner was Star Max won. He was the winner. How's your voice acting? I think it's okay. You know, I like to do some voices once in a while, but you know. Okay, John Guzzlers, how dare they, unwilling as I must, to follow my namesake's instructions, and yet it all be down to this, a day of reckoning with those who made us slaves. What about animated McDonald's toys? I have all of those, including prototypes. Yeah, this one's cool. Let's pull this up. So, where's the other one? Ah, there it is. Okay, so these ones are cool. You'll dig this. You'll dig this. So this is the animated Optimus Prime McDonald's toy. Okay. Let me just transform it because I have to put it in robot mode. So that's the American release. Also available in Canada. And then Europe got it and painted the hell out of it. So this is the European version. Looks way better than the American version. Pretty cool, eh? And then you have the prototype from the factory, which kind of looks a little bit like Toxitron. Pretty cool, eh? So like that's the difference with those. I'll show you like some side-by-sides with these because it's very interesting. And what's also interesting too is like, so the American version doesn't have the animated logo on the back, but the European version does. Very weird. Very, very weird. But great Burger King story. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. But yeah, like if you ever want these ones, you want to track down the European ones. And what's cool about the European ones is they also got one unique mold. My most favorite review you have done is the Rescue Bots Bumblebee. Oh, really? Oh, you know what's funny? Those reviews did very well back in the day. Because I was like one of the few guys that were doing those reviews. So what was the secret? Review it first before everyone else. And that's what happened. I reviewed it before everyone else. And as a result, the views came in. Let me just show you one more. Ah, there goes Bumblebee. So here again, this is, transform it quickly. This is the American Megatron, right? The European one. They actually painted it. So if you're looking to buy these, get the European versions. I think they were available in UK, Germany, Spain. They were way better. Way, way better. But they didn't release all the characters, though. They only did Optimus, Bumblebee, Megatron, and the unique mold, only unique to it, which they didn't have in America, of Blitzwing, which is pretty cool. And the Blitzwing is really awesome. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. What do you think about the Larry Hama figure? Yeah, I think that's really cool, that one. It's a shame it's not an official figure, but it's really cool. I dig that. Do you think Fan Toys will ever make a 4-foot-tall Fortress Maximus, or do you think that's a bunch of BS? I think third-party companies could do whatever they want. If they want to make like a 6-foot-tall Transformer, they could do it, and they can make it like 1 of 5 made, and if people pre-order it and pay it, they'll make it. Who's your favorite voice of Baroness? Well, it's got to be Marilyn Lightstone, I think her name is. She's the best one. Isn't she? She's the OG. I think that's her name. I got her autograph years ago. Sorry, I'm just putting all this ball back. Sorry, guys. Everything's falling over here. Bumblebee. Doing what Bumblebee does. Oh, there we go. Who designs the fast food toys? That's McDonald's and or Burger King. If you ever notice, like that's why a lot of these toys have gimmicks. Like you'll see, like you'll buy and this is especially when you're someone like me who worked there and you got to see month by month the same thing. So you'll have like Transformers 2007 movie. Here's this Blackout toy that's just a helicopter with a little spinny thing that goes flying, like a little a helicopter blade that goes flying. And then the next month it'll be like some Pixar movie, CG movie kind of thing, like Over the Hedge or something. Or remember the Shark's Tale, and they'll have a toy in there that does the same gimmick. Like it'll be like a fish that has like a spinning thing that goes up in the air, and they'll have a pullback thing. They just kind of share the gimmicks, and it's all made internally through them. I asked you a question. Hey, I'm really excited for Gigawatt. Which question do you ask, brother? I'm sorry, I'm not always looking. You have to ask over and over. Can you show us your display? What do you want to see? I'm going to have to disconnect it. Ugh. And then I'll have to turn it around. There we go. So, that's Generation 1, 84, 85, 86, 87, 89, Headman, then you got all kinds of stuff there. That's the 90s, I call that era. And then you got Unicron Trilogy, Unicron, and then you got these guys, and this guys, and these dudes, and this. There's so much. And then you go to the other side of the room. Hey, Hot Rod, what are you guarding there? Oh, the empty wall that Unicron's going to be on. Yeah, that's going to be crazy, eh? Unicron's going to be here. Ain't that crazy, guys? Jeez. There's my books. Tons of Transformer books. All my BotCon exclusives. Just more and more and more. And my favorite shot, which I call 12-foot of movie toys. Look at that. Anyways, there's a lot. I'm not going to run around too much. Because when you disconnect it from the source, the battery starts to die quickly. That's a big display. Everything's custom built. It's all custom built. Glass cases, plexi, sliding doors, so no dust gets in. I'm very anal with dust. When you have thousands and thousands and thousands of Transformer toys, you do not want to have to dust. But yeah. Can you do a giveaway of the BK Cybertron figures? I don't think a lot of people would want that. Honestly, I'll sell a set for like $15. You know what I mean? No one would want that. The Symbiote Studio stuff is worth way more to people. Trust me. You can't read during the walking around. Yeah, that's another thing too. When I'm walking around, I can't see it on the screen. That's another problem. I can't see you guys talking to me. You should do a HasLab Unicron unboxing. I don't want to be like I don't want to like do YouTube reviews that much anymore. It's you know, it's as silly as it sounds, it's too easy. It's too easy. Like when I did the Rescue Bots reviews, no joke, like look at some of my Rescue Bot reviews. Millions of views. I think my Optimus Prime one got like 4 million views. It's too easy. It's dirty. You know what I mean? I want to do a YouTube review to talk about something and talk about the history and flesh it out and everything. That's the stuff I would like to do more than anything. Favorite Hot Rod voice actors and Rodimus will always be Judd Nelson. I got to meet Judd Nelson many times. But yeah. But so it's just like, to me, it's too easy. That's why I got out of the YouTube reviewing game, because it was just, to me, all that effort and time, and I didn't like the payoff. It was just shallow. I see now like how people value YouTube reviewers and they don't really do anything, and they don't really have knowledge of what they're talking about, and it's just me going like, I don't want to be part of that world. Which is better, Marvel USA or Marvel UK? Well, Marvel UK has also USA in it. So I guess UK would technically be better because you get everything. I want some old fast food Transformer goodies. Say yes, like Beast Wars Megatron. Yes. Let's see. Same packaging, new product. Loser, yes. Any thoughts on a possible AirRaiser repaint for next year? Well, I hope AirRaiser gets a brand new mold. That's what I want. And then after that, you could repaint her to anything you want. You could do like, do like a Transmetal one colored one, where it's like yellows and stuff like that. Give her a new head sculpt. Or alternatively, just do a new character. I have the McDonald's Bumblebee. Which one? There's so many. There's so many of them, especially the movie ones. Is there a way to read the G2 mangas? Yeah, but unfortunately they're not translated right now. I mean, you could still read them because I mean, ultimately in the end, you could just use like a translation app or something and read the mangas. That's kind of what I do, but that's really the only way you can. They're online. They're out there. Part of the Protoman Patreon. But Transformer Slag Patreon has all of that kind of stuff. But yeah. For the royalty. Jim Burns. That's his name. He's a really cool dude. Really cool dude. But yeah. What time are we now? Oh my goodness. We've been going for 3 hours. Woo. Best name slap in your opinion? Nightbeat 7. Taking the Nightbeat trademark and putting it onto a Real Gear figure. This one. Where is he? Where is Nightbeat 7? Hold on, let me get him. Let me get Nightbeat 7. And there goes that. That fell. This is Nightbeat 7. A movie Real Gear toy. And that's how they kept the Nightbeat trademark. And it turns into, for you youngins that don't remember these, the old iPods, turns into an iPod with the little thing. So, pretty crazy, this one. So that's one of them. That's definitely one of the sillier ones, that's for sure. See, look, and it's crazy because it even has a little thing, so you can like. Hold on, let me put it in my ear. Oh, I almost poked myself in the eye with this thing. I think it's made for children. Let's see if it'll fit for me. No, it won't even fit for me. It's like the little earpiece, so you could attach it to your ear. My ears are too big. Come on, There we go, kinda. That's cool though. I dig it. It has like a little blast. It's kind of like Laserbeak in a lot of ways, but they never called it Laserbeak. Was Waspinator immortal? Possibly. I was shocked to learn that Beast Wars Inferno was originally going to be Megatron. Originally, yeah. They were going to maybe use that mold, and then they changed it in the end. I hate the sound of plastic falling. Yeah, it was one of the basic little Legends figures from the movie. I think it was Optimus that fell. He'll be fine. Those things are indestructible. I had one. Anyways, guys, we're going to call it a night. It was fun. It was great. We had a whole bunch of people. Want to again thank Symbiote Studios for sponsoring this video along with Hasbro and everything. So check out their stuff, symbiotestudios.com. Use the promo code Protoman to get $5 off your first order. Get their cool t-shirts too. You know? But yeah, thanks for coming, guys. It was really cool. Really awesome to have everyone here. Next week we're going to be doing something a little more special. We're going to be doing something with EnterCon, which is the Transformers convention that is in North America. It's one of the smaller ones, but we're going to be doing a little stream along with them. We're going to try to do something special. We'll do some giveaways too in relation to that, just to have fun and everything. So thanks again for coming, guys. It's always fun to have you guys come around and ask questions and stuff. Once again, if you're interested in everything that I do, join the Patreon. Helps the podcast so much. Join the Patreon. Hit that join button if you want. Or join the Patreon through patreon.com/Protoman. So many things we could do to make this podcast more awesome. I mean, we already are the #1 podcast pretty much in Transformers according to analytics. But let's try to go even further. You know what I mean? But until then, guys, as always, like I say many times before, thanks again for coming, and roll out.